Woosah, fuck the hookah. Again. Try to share the live. Let me see. I'm going to my Apple Music real quick. Woosah, fuck the hookah. I saw what I saw. Fuck what you saw. Fuck this. I know my what's the name? Emma. I don't know. Fuck it. What sounds that? I'm bad, yo. Y'all pull up, yo. Y'all pull up. We're gonna get this shit bopping. You heard me?
Are you sure your tax expert is right for you? Switch to TurboTax Full Service. You'll be matched with a TurboTax expert.
I'm tripping. Let me get it right. Let me get it right.
And you get your best outcome guaranteed. Switch to
Let me get it right. This fucking ass. Yeah, y'all pull up. Y'all ain't gonna lie. Like she really did her big one. I ain't even gonna hold you. I don't know where she came from, but I want to know what that Bear Straight, what she was talking about with that. I ain't gonna lie, that was a little interesting. Hold on, we're gonna play a little intermission. Fuck the hookah, I saw what I saw. I can tell you about my life, but you won't understand. Come crash, I'm fan. Yeah, top the live, yo. We about to be lit. Little intermission. Tap the live. Send the live off, y'all can. Hold on, let me send this shit out real quick. Felonious. Send this big shout, yo. Send this shit out to everybody. Tell everybody I'm gonna pull up. So cha pull up. So everybody pull up. So fuck the hookah. So what? What? Yeah, we getting this shit popping. Listen, you come back, it might be lit. You know what I'm saying? Get y'all seats ready. Fuck the hookah. I saw what I saw. Fuck what you saw. Fuck the hookah. I saw what I saw. Yeah, we ready, yo. We had to turn the energy up in here. That bring good energy in this shit. But yeah, we just then what time it started? I think I joined the panel like 3:00 in the morning, right? So I ain't gonna lie, damn, I was up there for a little minute, on and off, but boom, right? I'm probably gonna be talking. But listen, so there was Billion. Remember, Billion was talking about this. What was it? How the fuck? What is it, Punkin? What is it? Single cell original. I'm gonna look this up real quick. I got a little brain fart. Got a little brain farty fire. Hold on. Prokaryotes and eukaryote cells, right? Hold on, I'm gonna add you up. My fault. How do I switch the platform again? I forgot how to do this.
What you mean?
To make it more boxes.
I got an echo.
Probably not. That's probably me. And now you do got a little echo, I think. Is it me?
Look, my this account, and I can fix it for you.
Say no more. Alright. I dead ass forgot how to do all this dumb shit, yo.
Your screen big.
Alright, let me see. Let me see how I gotta do that.
Tap your box, and then at the bottom it should say something about expand or something, or click the three dots or something.
Oh, I see now. I see how to do a layup. I mean the layout. So boom. Let me see. Click the box.
And at the very bottom,
On the very bottom,
you should see
the
something
three
like,
dots.
and they're gonna be like a little square, gonna say like a span.
Don't see that shit. Hold on. Flip camera, mute, boom, setting. Nope. All right, hold on. Let me click my box. Let me see. Boom. Oh, I'm tripping. I'm thinking that was. I thought that was you, but yes, me. I'm good. But yeah, so you see how Billion? Remember, he was really trying to go off that. Like I think it was a couple months ago with the eukaryote. What is it? The
Yeah,
single.
eukaryotic cell versus He said, how did we go from a haploid to a diploid, eukaryotic cells and a prokaryotic cell, or something like that? Yeah, he been on that for a while, like, and him and
He been
Sterling.
on that for a while.
Yeah, him and Sterling, they kind of went
Him Sterling.
toe to toe with it, whatever. So yeah.
And it finally got nipped in the butt. Like I swear, because it's like Sterling was been explaining to him, like, yo, like how all that, because that's not really my wheelhouse at all. When it come down to like that type of biology, that's not my type of little, you know what I'm saying? I don't really go into that. But I always knew he was wrong. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like he tried to use it to justify like the different type of admixtures of like Homo sapiens sapiens admixing with Neanderthal and Denisovans, right? So I didn't understand why he was trying to do that instead of just sticking with admixture, right? Why are you trying to go to 2 billion years ago? Like, you know what I'm saying? That didn't make any sense. Like, so finally, I see her in the comments, and she just like she just correcting him, but the way she correcting him, I ain't really never seen before. So I'm like, hold on, she might know something, right? So then when he asked that dumbass question, he said, show me a black person with the hypo, whatever, the Wolfman syndrome. Boom, I seen her chat. She was like, yeah, it's a model named Diamond G. And I'm like, oh, I do know what she's talking about. Pulled her up real quick on Instagram. Boom. Threw her on the what's the name? Let me show you right here. Let me see. Boom, right? I'm like, oh yeah, got him. Or my mother got him, right? Boom, threw that up. And then Billion got quiet. He like, oh shit, Donnie did it. Oh shit, but then he tried, they try to wiggle out of this shit instead of being like, all right, you know what, I was wrong. So like his point of bringing up the whatever. How do you say it again, pumpkin? The carry, how you say it?
Shit, I'm country. I can barely
Pro
say it.
prokaryote and a
Eukaryotic,
eukaryote.
right? Eukaryotic cells. Yeah.
Right. Yo, so come up. So he's trying to use that to explain like this wolf syndrome and all that. Like it's like I didn't get it. And then he's like, oh,
Because he jumping timelines, like, okay, so that when he talking about single cell organism, this was like the very beginning of time, like the very,
right,
if you look at evolution, everything started off as a single cell or whatever, then it expanded from there, and you, I mean, like I told him before, you can't keep conflating, you jump in time, now you going from billions of years ago to current day, like how can you, like, you know what I'm saying?
right,
Answer that.
right.
It's like
How
almost impossible.
It's impossible. And I'm just like, yo, what is you doing? Like, and then he said, oh, it's a theory. And she spanked them up. When she came up, she spanked them up on the theory, which I'm not gonna lie, right? I'm impressed
Put the
by
top
like,
back up for the ones coming in so they can
oh
see
yeah,
it.
I'm putting the top up. You're right. Yeah, this kind of look a little crazy. Hold on, my fault, my fault. Let me tighten up. And it really impressed me to be like, yo, like the people we be around that get it, we've been really saying the same shit on like scientific theory, what it is, what it ain't, versus like a fact and all that. Where it's like, yo, we been was saying this shit, like Ben. And for them, it's like once a person come up with that accolade of like, yo, I went to school for this shit. Like you can't really tell me nothing like you know what I'm saying? Where now they want to like tighten up and not give her no pushback and all that. You see, it was like the same shit with Zilla versus MIA. Like they respect certain niggas' hands. I ain't gonna lie, and that should be making me feel some type of way because it's like y'all niggas only respect certain shit, and it's like I know y'all niggas not dumb. I know y'all, you know what I'm saying? Like y'all not really buck, like y'all not, they not really crazy. They just play crazy. So like when we talking to them or whatever, they like to get out of character and all that. But certain motherfuckers pull up and they be quiet like church mouses, and that be throwing me off. Where it's like, no, y'all supposed to be keeping that same energy with whoever, whatever, whoever, especially if it's going against your narrative. You know what I'm saying? Like the other day, Zilla like pressing motherfucker MIA quiet. Like, nah, that's my man's. Like, no, your man's calling you
Well,
out.
well, I'm not gonna really publicly, cause I'm cool with everybody. I'm not gonna
Right.
really just publicly state what I think and all that. But I will say this, like I said last night, they probably should listen to Zilla because every time y'all use DNA and stuff and haplogroups and all that, it's going to lead to out of Africa and it's going to lead to those Siberian natives being the real Indians. Like, that's why I keep telling them, just leave that shit alone, scrap that shit. Because you
Right.
got to maneuver, dance, do all this slip and slide just to make whatever signs. You using the correct signs, but you trying to manipulate to where it's making it look like
And
you a
it's
part
paying your
of that.
narrative.
Yeah, yeah. So, you know what I'm saying? The same signs that you say you don't trust, YT signs, this, that, and the third, but it's the same signs that's saying the out of Africa theory, and you know what I'm saying? So it don't make sense. So, I mean, like I said, I agree with Zula. Just leave that, scrap that shit, leave it alone. For real.
Oh, and listen, she got look. So Melly in the comments, I'm here and I invited my girl. I can't even pronounce that, so I'm going to disrespect and butcher it. Now she got more like she listen right. But what I was saying about besides Zilla and MIA right, but when sunbathing and she was like breaking on sunbathing, and it's like he was actually getting it to the point where it was like a thousand IQ versus like nothing. Where it's like she like just breaking the shit down scientifically. I had to like slow down, like really listen to what she was saying, because that's the science that I'm not really into. Like, so it's like hearing all these words and all that. It's like he heard this shit and it's like completely shut down. Then he want to talk to Tree God. He want to like subvert the conversation to Tree God and all that. And she's right here, and it's like everybody like really just trying to get out her way. Like, you know what I'm saying? You had RJ trying to talk to Soul Food, where it's like had so many conversations with Soul Food, man. If you don't cut it out, and we got somebody new on the panel, you know what I'm saying, that has those, and whatever. Uh oh, her friend, how you say it? And Zumi is a chemist, by the way. We went to school together. Oh man, it's over for y'all. I ain't gonna lie, she even outsmarts me. So, oh man, somebody smarter than you. Oh shit, y'all gonna have a real problem now. Like now it's like, cause listen, right? Melody, like a lot of us is like, we do this for like the sport. So like our research is like, like we're like laymen's when it comes to it. Right? We do it for the fun of it, but we really have like a lot of good scientific rigor, especially with the group that is not trying to push a certain narrative. Right? So our scientific rigor is on point. We really do, value empirical evidence, peer review, you know what I'm saying? A lot of, well-renowned journals and all that, right? and our comprehension level is on point. Right, we ain't misreading nothing. Our reading comprehension is on point. All that, but by me saying that is, when you have people come up that actually is prolific at that science and they went to school for it and all that, it's just a different league at the end of the day. Like, it's like you got people on here that, and it's funny, right? You see all the time that they'll bring up a journal, but only read the abstract, but they'll never read like the conclusion of the journal or whatever because they don't even have access to the full journal, right? They don't have like an institute where they can use it to get access to the free journal. They don't pay for the free journal, so they'll just read the abstract of that scientific article and be like, look, and it's like you never read it, like you didn't read the full journal. Oh no, somebody trying to come up. Babby, Bobby,
Yo,
what's
what
going
up, bro?
on? She said, "What's this live about, though? Is it pretending cousin music?" No, so like, all right. So this is how would you explain a pumpkin? Like, what would you call this panel? Because this is just space. You created
This,
this.
yeah, this is a neutral space. Like if mostly we discuss Black history, culture, and science too, and it's a neutral space, and we got people that's minded up on both sides of the argument to be as unbiased as possible. So we
Yeah, but
got
she's
minds.
already showing a bias right now in the chat. So what I mean, as a medical professional, what you say to that?
What you mean? What you trying to say?
Because the melody that y'all revering so much, her friend, she's already insulting us, calling us pretendians and all that in the chat.
I
So if
I'm not
she's
Oh,
no
inviting her
what
friend to
what
be a
I
medical professional, she's already
well.
showing a bias
I'm not
Okay,
no
well,
Indian. I'm
and
black.
okay.
insulting
Hold on,
us
hold
at
on,
the
hold
same
on,
time.
real quick, Cha. To be honest, I'm not looking at the chat. I'm driving. I'm on my way to Jackson. I got an appointment, so I'm not really just looking at the chat. I'm looking down every now and then to see do I need to pull up somebody, but I'm not like actively reading the chat. I'm not gonna be able to read the chat because of me driving. So, but
Yeah,
Right.
but
yeah.
nobody said anything about this lady. She's
Well, hold on real
already
quick. Hold on real quick, Cha
Well,
Cha.
I'm
Hold on
not.
real
insulting
quick.
I'm
people
not
in the
revering
chat.
nobody, Cha Cha. Donnie just thought it was a good idea that we have like somebody that's an actual science, to come in on the conversation. I was at work, and I know I let y'all mind. You know what I'm saying? I let y'all do y'all thing. I don't really just necessarily just dictate it because I'm actively at work. I can't. You know what I'm saying? I be getting behind
No,
at work.
no, I get that, but you was just saying, oh, it's good to have people on here that's not biased. It's just scientific fact, and
Oh
while
No,
shit.
you're saying,
Cha. I was talking about the live itself. Like my live, my whole live in general is unbiased. I talk
oh,
about
okay,
to make it unbiased. I say I mind people on both sides. You know that me and you don't agree with each other, but yet I mind you. You get what I'm saying? To make it as unbiased, you know what I'm saying? A neutral space to show people that it's both sides of the arguments is here. So it ain't just one sided. That's why multiple different sides of the argument. You get what I'm saying? That's
Right.
what I was
That's what she's
saying.
saying. Like, to keep it
oh,
unbiased. So me personally, right? I'm 100% behind science. I'm 100% by empirical evidence and history on our people being products of the translated slave trade and all that. But we do have, and the host also. Well, the creator of this platform, Punkin, which is Kondochi right here. She also is on, on the right side of history when it comes to our people, right? But we do have people on this panel that you would consider pretendians, right? That we create this panel so we can have mutual conversations and people on both sides of the argument, and we really rely on the information to prevail. So whoever has the right information, is gonna lead the argument, win the argument.
I have
But
a question.
your homegirl, hold on real quick. I want to uh talk to what's the name real quick. And Zuzi, that's not. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong, but Melody was up here earlier, and we had a misunderstanding about prokaryotes and eukaryotes, and one of our good brothers, he doesn't subscribe to the translated slave trade, saying like far as like how it's a theory and it's not real, blah 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 blah, and he was trying to like tie it in with people with werewolf syndrome, or what is this, hypo something. And I don't know, but Melody came in the chat. She was just like giving him some correction, and she gave a little bit of her background, saying how she is a, hold on real quick, Zuzi. Okay, it's pronounced Zuzi. Okay, okay, so the N is silent.
Yeah, but you see what
Hold
she's
on real quick.
writing in the chat, right?
Yeah, she said as long as they ain't say slavery didn't
No,
happen, I can speak.
go up a bit, because now if she's met with that energy while she's on stage, I'm not wrong, right?
Telling someone is pretending to lie about history and DNA is not biased, it's factual. Right.
Yeah, but
She has a
nobody
point.
said
It's
anything to her. Nobody
no,
said
but
anything to
she's
her.
trying to
She's
hold on,
already
Cha.
in this
Hold on.
room
She
insulting people.
don't
So
listen. We're
if I
not here.
meet her with the same energy, I wouldn't.
Hold on, Cha. Hold on. Right. We're not trying to get emotional with it. And when you come
I'm
up, you
not
make it
being
very
emotional.
well. Hold on. Just let me say something real quick. I don't want to keep turning. You know how to whatever. I'm not going to keep pressing your mic, right? But I don't want the emotions. We want facts. We want the same type of energy that we always have when people come over here that have their own, their narrative. We're trying to figure out who has the right narrative, who don't. We got a molecular biologist, we got a chemist, you know what I'm saying? So now
The
it's like
insulting chemist.
the assaulting chemist, oh my god. But I'm gonna open the panel up. Favorite, how you doing? I am real streets 1021. Evelyn, and Bobby. What's going on? Y'all can speak to the
What's
prompt if y'all
happening?
want
What's
to.
happening?
What's
What's
going
good,
on?
gang? What's good, Faith?
Oh
What's good?
yeah, what's up? What's up, member? What's up? This ain't pumpkin.
This
Yeah,
pumpkin is right
yeah.
there.
Pumpkin up there.
But
Go
who
Pumpkin
in
up
the
there.
I'm
There's Donnie.
I'm in here. Somebody
Oh,
else hosting.
oh.
Yeah, I'm an imposter. But yeah, we waiting for some of the, the other side of the argument. I think Chacha all by herself. Go rally the cavalry real quick, Chacha, if you don't mind. But cupcakes. What did you think about the live earlier? Like, what was your thoughts on that? And the molecular biologist that was up there. My fault, Bobby. Yeah, I was taking too long. I was going on a little, little rant. But if anybody wants to speak to the prompt,
No, I was gonna come up.
Come back up, Bobby. We finna get started now. We finna talk about the
yeah, we getting
prom. Just come
started
on
now.
back
Yeah.
up.
I'm gonna speak to the prompt because I feel a lot of this when you talk just like the Okay, so were the ancestors of Black and African Americans immigrants? No, not at all. No, not at all. Why? That's the part I'm going to speak. Why do some Africans think that Africans came to America? 'Cause I feel as if that goes back to like ourselves, because I always say like we always try to make our identity wanting other groups to be synonymous or associated with it. So my whole thing is I understand what previous generations or whatever, like the minorities that were within movements or the civil rights, what they were trying to do or accomplish. But at the same time, I also understand that minorities get pedestalized and become the voice of the general. And oftentimes what they believe that minority isn't in the best interest of the general because they don't see beyond or really understand or have a good a foresight of bro, a Black American doesn't understand Africa or even know what Africa really is. That the average Black American don't know nothing about Africa. So the generations that came before us, they just grew up in believing into a concept and ideology in the world they was living in America. They was looking through it through a lens of, okay, we're all Black and Africans and all these minority groups, they're just going to come to America and we're going to be kumbaya and they're going to fight the white boogeyman and be against America. But I say all the time, because I don't have any it's like when I hear other Black Americans speak or whatever, and it's like I don't like having conversations about immigrants or Africans and stuff. They speak as if they had all these high expectations for immigrants to come here and do something for them on their behalf. But with me, it's like I don't even resonate with the shit y'all be saying because I don't expect shit from these people because I don't have anything in common. I don't have an affinity to have anything of feeling that I have to even engage with them. So a lot of these discussions or whatever come out of I guess, as I see it, as I say pain, but also upset and high expectations of you thought these people were you when they really weren't, and you didn't see yourself as a distinct ethnic group. You saw yourself as you pretty much flattened your identity on the basis of okay, we're all oppressed.
So
And we're all just gonna
1021,
come
hold
to
on real
America
quick.
and just
1021.
fight the white fight, be anti-America.
Let
But
me
they didn't come here to be anti-America.
1021, real quick,
Yeah.
my good brother. Let me ask you because I just a little litmus test, right? Do you subscribe to the transatlantic slave trade or like what's your
No,
thoughts on
no.
that?
The transatlantic slave trade happened, but I don't acknowledge like Africa. Like Africa's not a factor in my life like that.
Okay. So do you consider yourself African descendant?
When you say African, I consider myself an American descendant because all of my relatives or whatever, the people I directly and immediately descend from came from America.
Right.
So
Well, what I'm saying is, so like sixth, seventh generation. Like what would you consider that sixth, seventh generation?
well, six, seven. That's the thing. Black Americans, we've been here. A lot of us been out here almost 20 generations. So six, seven generations.
Nah,
Like you said,
20. No. 20
yeah,
generations is way.
no,
Whoa.
no, that's not, bro. A generation is only 25 years.
No. So a generation would be your
No,
father.
a generation is 25 years, bro.
Well, it don't matter. Your dad could have you at 30. He could have you at 21. He could have had you at 35, 40. I'm just saying, a generation in terms of ancestry is not induced by numbers. That's more so like like Generation Y, Generation X. Like
No,
boomer stuff
okay,
like that. But so what I'm saying
if
is,
you're making so if you do that, then basically, by your standards, when you talk about Generation Z and Generation Y, I'm Generation
no. Forget that. No.
right.
Forget that. I'm saying how you're using it as in 20 years. No, when I'm saying seventh generation, what were your like? Where were your people at?
7 generations ago, they were here in America.
7 generations ago, they was here in America.
Yes. Do you know what 7 generations is? That's only like close to 300 years.
Okay, so let's just go. Well, a lot of us. All right, so let's go 8 generations or 9 generations. Where were your ancestors at?
They were likely here. Do you know when the transatlantic slave trade started?
The transatlantic slave trade started in the 1600s,
No, it
right?
did
It
not.
didn't get
No, it
codified
did not.
until
It started. It
17.
started. It started way before that. It goes back to the 1400s. But it's documented as starting in the
Well, I'm
1600s.
talking about.
It goes back way further than that.
Hold on, real quick. Are we specifically talking about the United States of America, or we mean
That's what
like overall?
I'm speaking to America, but
Okay, if it's America, the United States got involved. The slave they captured some slaves in 1619. But overall, I think it was like 1508 or something like that.
and
Overall,
that's what
when
I'm
they
saying.
was
So
going to the
seven
Caribbean.
generations ago, my people, my family's been in America. I know my lineage. I know how long my people been here. You said 7 generations. That's only close to 2 years. That's 175 years. Close to 200. That's not long ago. 60 years. 60 years have just blown past. The civil rights, that was the civil rights era. Folks didn't even have their full rights. 60 years has gone by like that quick.
It's all
My parents were born
good.
in the 70s.
1500s back to Florida and South Carolina.
Right. That's
Uh,
what I'm saying. So like 7 generations ago, that's not long. My folks been in
Even if
America way longer
even
than
if
that.
even if in assumption one can say that the indigenous was here, we mix with the indigenous anyway. But even still, going whatever y'all were talking about, I got ancestors from Alabama. I got photos that go to the late 18. Now, who was there before that? 9 times out of 10, we were still here. My people were still here. Now everything's hypothetical. You want to say the transatlantic slave trade, keyword trade, which means they were trading my people off. I have every right to deny them anyway, just off of that. And then since we're so mixtured, should I acknowledge my European side just the same as the African?
That part.
Well,
Right.
let me
Hold up.
make a correction. I think I think 1021 brought it up. Yeah, at 15, was it 1521? Like they had brought some slaves to Florida or whatever.
Yo,
What it may not be. I don't think it was present day Florida, but they consider it
We
Florida.
have a picture. A first clear photo capture 1860. I got that. And that's still going back into the times that he's asking for on the prompt.
we're talking about
Hold on,
1500s Florida.
real quick, y'all. So 9 generations represents approximately 200 to 300 years ago. In the family history, while a standard
Let me get my
genealogical
photo.
generation is often calculated at 25 years, right? So whatever, 9 times 25 was whatever. Accounting for a longer modern generational spans of 30, 35 years can bring the total closer to 270 to 300 years. So around your ninth, 10th generation, right? Not 20, ninth, 10th generation. Where did your ancestors come from?
My folks were here. My folks come from Mississippi, Leland, Mississippi, Natchez, Mississippi, Alabama, Virginia, Georgia.
So
My
so
furthest
so
place,
the
Alabama.
first
I've been in this
in
country for
the
a long time.
hear me out real quick. In America, the first African slaves that came here were what 1619, right, Pumpkin? With
No,
That's not true.
1500s, bro.
That's not
15,
true.
15, I think
1500s.
15, 20,
I
15,
don't,
26.
I don't get what's your point.
Hold on, sir. Hold on, real quick. Don, I had to correct myself. It was like 1526 or something like that, but it was like in Florida. But which Florida was on the Spanish. You weren't necessarily, the
the
United.
English colony, right?
Yeah, the English colony at the time. So that's why like the 1619 that was in Virginia, so that'd be
You're right, in
considered
Virginia.
under the
Okay,
English
Right.
colony. So
That's
but y'all
that's where
math
I'm at
not
with it.
even mathing, because if you go 225 years, my great grandma Donna Mae was born in 1920. She passed away in 2016.
I don't get
She
his
was
point.
damn near 100 years old. So then I can go, that was just my great grandmother. I go to my great great grandmother, then I just clocked that. So I could debunk it. I don't know about my member right there. You know what I'm saying? And I
Well,
just pulled up a picture.
hold on,
No,
real
you're
quick,
right.
right?
You're
So
right. You're right. Don't let anyone with these Google fucking prompts try to erase your history because it's fucked up.
hold on, Oliver, what's your how you identify racially and what's your ethnic background? Like, what
I'm
you
Native American, bro. I'm Seminole.
you man?
I'm from
Oh
Florida.
man, listen. This is a African black, space. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So it's like,
but we're very closely tied. That's why I'm talking about Florida history. So I'm
right,
talking
right.
about
But do you have
1500s.
any? So do you consider yourself black? Right now, you said so. It's like
I'm
this is like
native.
a yeah,
I'm
it's a black.
native, and we're
You
very
native.
closely
Hold on, let me see
mixed.
real quick. Let me see. Yeah, you native, man. This is a black space. Like you know what I'm saying? Like
So
these
you're gonna kick me because you don't want to
Nah,
hear
yeah,
my
no, no,
truth.
no, no. I'm not saying no. I don't want to kick you, but I'm saying like just read the room and because I don't want to cause my people already confused, and I ain't trying to have anybody up here causing any
Okay,
confusion.
oh, okay.
We're not
You know what
I see what
I'm
confused.
this
saying?
is. Okay.
They already they my people already fucked up in the head, so I don't need people up here making
We
them be more fucked
don't
up.
do that because we're
Nah, I'm
not
You
not
know I love
fucked
you
perfect.
up
know I
in the
love y'all.
head. You know what
Y'all
I'm
know I love
saying?
y'all.
Your
Cause
perspective is yours, but I got
Yeah,
mine.
you know I love
all
y'all, man.
these insults, all
And
these
then you ain't
insults. It
helping
seems
him.
like
That's
you're
probably
All right,
the
why
one
he
who's
up here,
let's
because
fucked
stick
he
up
to the
in the
think
prompt.
we
head.
fucked up in the head. Like, come on.
Actually,
Let's stick to the prompt real quick. I mean to segue. My
y'all
fault.
don't got no discipline.
That's my boss. All right. So I asked him. I said, "Yo, do you subscribe to the translation?" He said, "Yes." So I'm okay. I bet. So are you African descent? He said, "No." So I'm like, "All right. What about seventh generation? That wasn't long enough for him." So I went back nine generations. So I'm like, "Yo, what about ninth generation? About 300 years ago?" He still say no. So I'ma just fuck it. Let's just go prior to the 1500. Where were your ancestors at? And then I'm gonna go to somebody
What?
next.
Okay, so what's a Black American? Because this one it gets weird. It's like that's why I don't get into all the ideologies and concepts. because now you expose yourself, showing that you bought into something that I don't buy into. So you pedestalize African ancestry, and that's the end all be all for you. But I know
No, no,
I
no,
know
no, no.
I'm a mixed up person, and I'm not a fucking pure African. So when it comes to
Don't do
African
answer like
descent,
that.
that's not an important factor because that doesn't even make up the whole of it. My people have been mixed up generations for centuries. I'm not a pure African. I'm not an African. I was made and created in America. All these people came to America and made what a black American is.
There you go, brother. Hey, look, this is what they're not gonna want to tell you because I read because I went to college, I went to university, I went to USF, um, and they teach us Florida history, right? We go way, way back to the 1400s, 1500s, and there's certain literature,
Way
French
back to the
literature, where we
1400s,
have to learn
1500s.
French literature, right? Where it says like the Native American is a bad slave. Like it's literally French literature. We had to learn French literature to teach us this shit, to tell us it's a bad slave because they will not procreate, they will not listen to orders, they will not do anything. And that's why I think that our genealogy is
Can
so closely mixed.
can I tie in with you,
It was a
brother?
defiant culture. It was a defiant culture.
Can I
Well,
mix
for
in
one
with you right
thing,
quick, bro?
hold on, real quick. For one thing, y'all knew the land that good, so y'all ran the way a whole nine. Y'all had successful runaways and stuff too. You know, the native people that they enslaved. That's why it was so hard to enslave them, because they
Right.
they knew this land and they moved around and moved to other tribes. You know, like they knew you go.
You knew the land.
It's almost impossible to come to somebody else's land and just, you know what I'm saying. So you got to look at it
Well,
like that too. You know.
they learned how to cultivate the land through us, but who was working the land with us back in the 1400s? You know,
That's what I
Who-
wanted to tie in, because like you were talking Florida and what you said. Like I'm from North Carolina. Since my fifth great grandma was enslaved, right? And so what we learned is the same thing. The natives were bad slaves. They wouldn't eat. They rather starve themselves out than to work the land that they own freely. Cause they didn't feel, well. They didn't feel nobody owned the land. That's why they imported African slaves in. We could take the climate, and eventually we would break down and work. We would take the food. We would take the water. We wouldn't
Well,
starve
hold on real
ourselves
quick.
out.
Hold on real quick, right? So, all right, we're gonna move to. And I want everybody to read the prompt, and there's gonna be open panel, right? Everybody have their thing. So, I am streets, right? All right.
Yep.
So, read the prompt and let me know what you think.
Were the ancestors of black slash African Americans immigrants? No, no. Why do some Africans think that the Africans that came to America is their ancestor?
Wait.
Um,
Before you answer the second one, why you say no for the first question
be-
in the prompt?
because it won't no immigration papers. Our people was here before the formation of the United States. Like
before it was
uh,
called America.
before it
Before it
was
was
called
called America.
America.
Yes, sir.
Ain't nobody had no paperwork. Won't nobody had no immigration border or nothing like that saying people can't come. So no, I don't think the Africans that were brought over here via the transatlantic slave trade were immigrants.
They're
Right.
original.
Okay.
They're
All right.
original
I'm
like
with you. All
us.
right. Yeah. I'm fucking with bro. All right. What's the second part? Read the second part.
I can understand to a certain extent. I'm not fully with it, but what about we? I don't think every African that was brought over here was just sold off. I think some people families were stripped apart because I'm gonna catch whoever I can catch along my journey. So it might be some people like brothers and sisters that were split up. That it might be a sister that had family over there and talked about the stories about her brother that she saw took away by the white T man. Now I don't think that they their ancestors how we look at it, but it's still some of that same blood line over there. It's yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I get that, but it's you know, like the trending topic is about this Shabuzi dude or whatever, and a lot of the talking points that come up when we to the Africans is that
You breaking up, okay? You breaking up. You breaking up. You breaking up.
So let me ask you this: do you believe that all the slaves just came from Africa? Like that was the only place they came from?
I think a bigger the population
No, I'm
boom.
asking. I'm asking the host. I was speaking to the
Oh,
host because they have a theory that even that they have a theory that the be a slave or the transatlantic slave trade it has to involve solely just Africa when that's not even the truth.
I think the
Well, I'll say,
majority was African, but it was
hold
some
on,
I would
natives
say
that
right.
mixed
I would
in.
say a good portion of the majority were Africans, but they took slaves from everywhere. They brought white tea slaves.
Nah,
They
nah,
brought
nah, nah, nah.
Southeast Asian
They
slaves.
bought indentured servants. They bought white
No,
Right,
teeth
they
no,
bought
indentured
it.
no,
Right,
no,
servants.
no.
thank
They were
you.
trafficking little
Okay,
Like,
kids.
well
come on,
listen,
They
brother.
were
listen.
trafficking little
I'm
kids too,
trying to
right?
go back with what Pumpkin said real quick. So
Have you
like
ever heard of the book White Cargo? They were
listen,
trafficking little
this
kids.
is
They
when
were
it gets a
taking
little
kidnapping people
sticky.
against their free will. They were bringing
Well, hold
people
on,
from
one at
all
a time,
countries
y'all.
Member,
One
over.
at a time, real quick.
member,
Favor.
real quick, member. Hold on, gang. So now there's people that say that they are African descent. There's people that grew up as Pan Africans or might have history. People like Shabuzi, who's a Nigerian. Of course, Nigerian was one of the main hubs during the transatlantic slave trade. So, I mean, he tried to destiny swap or change his identity. Maybe not. I don't really know too much of Shabuzi, but he did sound very American. There's a lot of Africans who come and that's in the black entertainment that a lot of people don't even know about. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, she was breaking up, so but everybody's story is different, and this is when lookership comes into play when you're talking about people like specifically, okay, you don't claim African descent. Well, do you have photos of your ancestors or people like what you said 200 years down the line or before 1860s? Let's see the lookership and features, because we all know but majority what African features is flat nose do 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 do. You get what I'm saying? So just because one
But I
dude
can
can
look at my
cosplay
family.
being
My
black
grandparents look,
doesn't
and
mean
my
all,
family,
bro.
and you know, favorite too. You know, us being from Ohio, you know we mixed up.
Oh
You know
yeah,
we
but I
mixed up
don't
up
take
here.
offense. You know what I'm saying? That's the difference. I put myself out of it. Like if it don't apply, let it fly. Just let it be
Right.
a good debate. You know what I'm saying?
All right, so 1021. You were asking me, um, do I believe that all slaves came from Africa?
Yeah.
And in the United States, for sure, right? 100%. Now it's a different story for the Caribbean because they were bringing over, like like from India. You know what I'm saying? They was bringing over like those people over amongst our people too. But in America, like United States, for sure, 100%. Especially when the definition of what a slave is.
So they were
Chattel
they were
chattel
So
not
hold on.
chattel
they
You're
were
hold on.
not
slavery.
bringing
Hold
people
on.
over
Right.
from
So
India. They
because
were not
like I
bringing
said, I
people
know
over
my
from
roots,
India.
right? You're telling me that no Indians from Southeast Asia and Madagascar came here. No. Like
Madagascar is African.
no, but I'm saying that they're also a mixed population. Southeast Asia is right there, so a lot of
Yeah,
them
not at
Malagasy folks, that
1500.
Indian
Yeah,
Not at
but
ancestry
1500.
come from them too.
hold on. What I'm saying is, right, Madagascar for
Bro,
sure.
and
We had
Madagascar looks nothing like the typical West African people like to bring up at all.
no, hold on. See, that's where you get it mixed up, right? Well, messed up. Is that Africa is one of the most diverse, genetically diverse place
And
on the
that's my
planet
point.
when it comes to what comes to fauna and what is I forgot that one, right? But that's just what it is, right? So you're not gonna have any one population of people looking the
Can
same.
y'all
Like
hear me?
West African,
So if you
Can
now we
y'all
can
hear
hear
me
understand
you.
now?
We can hear you now.
that is diverse
Yeah, we
and
can hear you
that
now.
it being
Hold
a
on.
diverse
I
continent,
want to. I want
obviously
to.
people mix within the population of Africa too, didn't they?
Hold on a sec. I want to respond to you. So yeah, they some slaves. They did get some slaves from Southeast Africa, specifically Mozambique, around the Mozambique area, and also some from
Said Southeast
Madagascar.
Asia.
No. I'm talking about Africa. Madagascar is part of Africa. That
Right, but
they
that's
do.
but do you
Sir,
understand that
let me
Southeast
let me
Asia and
let me
India is
let me
right there?
finish, sir. Let me finish,
That's
sir.
the real host right there. That's the real host. 1020. I'm the co-host. I'm
I
hosting it,
mean,
but
yeah, I mean, no,
she
you
the real
you
host.
you
Host. So you
you you
understand.
no, Donnie, you host. I'm a mind. Like that's how we do
All right.
this.
I say.
But
I say no more.
okay, so what I'm saying is, so yes, the Madagascar population, yeah, they do have some Southeast Asian mixture. They do. That's a fact. But Madagascar is considered part of Africa. Now, during the transatlantic slave trade, so they did get some people there from Madagascar. That's true, but it's not like from the boatload. Like the vast majority come from West and Central Africa. Like, let's be real. Like I said,
Hey,
they do.
Pumpkin, real quick. Hey,
Yeah.
Pumpkin, real quick, while you got service. So, what's this? What you say about Shabuzi?
Oh, nothing. I wasn't really saying nothing about him. I'm just saying it's a trending topic about what he said about black immigrants built America, and it spiraled out to a whole nother conversation, and it got to excuse me,
What
long
what is it?
story.
What is it? What is an immigrant and what's not an immigrant? Pertaining to
Yeah,
Black
yeah.
African Americans descent.
And also, like they talking about some of the continental Africans saying that the American the slaves long time ago was their ancestors too, and I don't agree with that. That's me personally. I don't agree with that because that's why I said from
Force.
this trending topic, like we got other shit been coming up, and I don't agree that our ancestors that was enslaved here in America was they ancestors too. I don't agree with that, and I'm
Wait,
not
what you mean by
denying
that?
being African. I'm not. They talking about that. So it probably had to get Doom over here because we was on a panel and they were saying that the the Africans that was enslaved in America, some of the Africans were saying that that's their ancestors too. And I was like, no, they are not y'all direct ancestors. I was like, yeah, they came from Africa. They was a part of your people. Our ancestors were part of your ancestors' people. I'm not denying, being African descent or nothing like that, but they are our direct line, though. The people that came to America, they are our direct line. Like we've been kind of going back and forth about that for the last, couple of days. That's why I put that question out.
Right.
See, yeah. Go ahead, my bad.
So so the, so to get everything on track, right? For the people that understand that we are of African descent, having that caveat come around, or this new think tank of immigrants built America for what it is, I personally don't believe that forced migration and the atrocities that our ancestors went through, far as the transatlantic slave trade and the intercontinental slave trade, wouldn't constitute being an immigrant whatsoever, not even in the furthest term that you can like find, right? So my thing is, what constitutes an immigrant, and are Black Americans ancestors that came here via the slave trade, would they be considered immigrant? What do you guys think?
But what's the definition of an immigrant?
I could tell you
You
right
tell me.
now. The definition of an immigrant is one who leaves one country and permanently resides in another country. So by that definition, Black
Okay.
Americans are not immigrants because they were here prior to the conception of the country United States of America.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah,
we got
yeah,
we
yeah.
got traded
Wait,
off.
hold
We
on.
got traded off. I
Yeah,
mean, they
yeah,
was
I agree
Hold
with
on. Wait,
that,
wait, wait.
but we talking about like the olden times, like our ancestors, like the ones
What
who
do you
are
mean? What do you mean olden time?
African descended, the ones who are African descended. Not talking about the ones who that say they indigenous, but us.
This what I don't think
But
people
don't that
understand. Do
still
y'all
apply though?
understand that majority of Black Americans' relatives were literally born on American soil? They were literally born here, grew up here
like
essentially. They didn't
listen,
come. They didn't know
remember,
any Africans.
once they made that choice to give us away, and let's talk like these terms. When they made that choice to trade us out, we were no good. Okay, bet we made it better over here. Don't try to join with us now. I say we should gatekeep. Not only do you have to pay to come into the land, but you have to pay to get inside our communities. I stand on that. You have to pay for our pain and sufferings. We need our residuals. We came a long way. We are our ancestors.
And
And
I
let me
don't, I
just
don't.
add on to that. Hold
agree.
on. Let me, because I haven't said anything yet, and let me add on to that. That's one of the things that I always say too, right? You know, even though my thought process about who I particularly am is different, you got to look at it that way. Like, why all this? Energy now. Where was this energy when y'all was selling your people off? You know what I'm saying? It's just weird to me.
Yakub, you wanna you
It's
wanna you
just
wanna add
very
to that,
weird.
Yakub?
Chacha's an Indian. I don't understand what this conversation got to do with her. But
Cha
what?
cha. It's to tie them to us. I'm sorry to cut you off.
Okay,
But
so all
Chacha's
right,
not
so
us.
I'm in, all right, so yeah,
Chacha's
I'm
not black.
definitely not you. You're right,
Yeah,
but
she's
I'm
not black.
indigenous, and but
Then
I'm
like
blacker
then
than
by
you
that
though.
logic, you're not
African,
black.
if you're
Wait,
African,
Cha
you're
Cha.
not black.
By the
If you're,
logic of how what
excuse me,
wait,
host,
Cha
can I
Cha.
get
By
space
the
and
logic of what
opportunity
it
to
means to be
talk,
black,
or do I
if you
gotta
have
talk
no
over
African
these
ancestry, you're
Africans,
not
these
black.
oppressive Africans?
Oppressive? Who's oppressing you, Cha
Yeah,
Cha?
because
The
you are
white
being
man.
oppressive. You're
The
suppressing
white
me
man's
right now
oppressing
when
you.
it's my turn to talk.
Cha Cha,
Y'all
I was
worse than
just
the
told to speak.
Europeans, actually.
Cha Cha, were you not paying
So
attention
excuse
when he
me.
said, Yakub, you can
All right,
talk?
so I'm gonna put myself on the live show if I can't get the opportunity to talk.
Go speak.
So,
Speak
all
what you're
right,
about to
thank
say,
you.
Cha Cha.
So that's
And
the
then I'll
thing
go
that I
after.
be saying too, you know, because like when you go to the store, you sell something that's no longer your property, and I feel like all these hundreds of years later, where's this energy? Like, why y'all give a fuck so much about what we're doing over here? You sold your people into bondage. You didn't give a fuck about them. Matter of fact, you didn't even think enough of them for them to even be your people then. Remember, y'all were warring tribes with each other. Y'all didn't even look at each other as the same. So the fact that you didn't even look at each other the same then, y'all fought in the war, allegedly y'all won, y'all sold these niggas to the Europeans and now y'all sucking them off. Come on, man. Where's the logic in that?
And let
So,
me.
as
Oh,
as
Mind
so-called
you,
African Americans, I
Let
think
Yakub
y'all
respond
need
to that
to
shit real quick,
keep
y'all.
trucking, and because y'all doing better without them, actually. If you ask me, that's the vantage point that I'm seeing,
yeah, she's
because
not
look
gonna
where
let me
they
speak.
at, begging to come back to y'all, and y'all flourishing in a foreign land. I
All right,
think the
let
odds
y'all yep.
were with you guys, to
All right,
be
Cha-Cha,
Chacha,
honest.
let
But
Cha-Cha,
Yakub respond,
yeah,
and then
and if
we
he
gonna go
says
handle
something
that.
to me, it's gonna be a
Cha-Cha,
problem.
it's my turn to speak.
I didn't insult him once.
Cha-Cha,
All right.
mind, mind you, Cha-Cha's not black. Mind you, Cha-Cha's an indigenous person. So it's weird to hear, like, it's weird when they flip-flop and go, oh, they sold us. How would they sell us if we're not African? Oh, I'm not African, but blah, blah, blah. It's weird. It's a mental health problem.
All right,
But
okay.
I'll
Well,
answer
we're
that
Yakub,
black
since.
listen,
African.
because
Hold
Wait,
on,
y'all just
wait.
sweetheart.
throwing jabs at
Wait,
each other.
favorite. He directed that
No,
to me. Let me
I was
just
about to
answer
speak.
that,
All right.
But
because
all
if
this
it,
is all this is
Hold
but
no
he
on,
no
said
member.
cha
Cha
cha,
Cha.
because he's
favorite
thirsty to
favorite
say cha
favorite
cha.
we peep what it
So
is.
let me
One at a
answer
time,
that,
y'all. One at a time,
and
please.
Can
I
I
only
speak?
take
Can
30
someone mute her,
seconds to
please?
answer
Can
Well,
that.
hold on.
someone
All right, you
mute
know
her,
Cause
what?
but you
please?
All right,
keep
I'm gonna
saying
get
my
some order, man.
name
Don't
like
worry
you
about it.
my
I'm gonna get some
biggest
order.
fan. So let me answer that.
I'm gonna
You know
get
what I'm
some order.
saying? Because if it wasn't for the African, we wouldn't know who you or the European is. Y'all brought that bullshit over here to the Western Hemisphere. You in our fucking country
Cha Cha, you're
saying
not
that shit.
indigenous. Cha
All
Cha,
right,
you're
so
not
Look,
indigenous.
yes, I'm indigenous and I'm more blacker than you,
All right,
and that's
Then you're
I'm
right
gonna get
not
some
now.
black.
order
Do you
real quick. I'm
sound?
gonna
Do
get
you
some
understand
order. I'm gonna
how
get some order. All right, go ahead,
to be
Yakub.
black is to
Respond.
be of? Go ahead. What you were gonna say?
Well, I'm saying respond. Try to respond to the prompt. Not too much of Cha Cha because we don't want to center her as you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, she's drunk right now. She's doing that. I can't really see the prompt.
I'm gonna end it real quick. I'm gonna end it. I'm gonna end
Yeah,
it.
black Americans. our ancestors are African. I don't understand, but I do agree with the host when she's talking about that they can't claim our ancestors as their ancestors because that's not how that works, right? We descend from them. Those are our ancestors. They descended from the people that stayed in Africa that weren't sold off. So it's
Let
like
me,
we can't claim.
let me tell you about America, bro. We got 50 states. I'm from the Midwest. There's people from the Midwest, from the South, and the East Coast. We represent our own shit anyway, bro. We don't got time. We don't, and we stand on where we represent, even statewide, national. You know what I'm saying? Nationwide. So it's like, why would y'all come in here and think y'all try to merge like all together? It's like a state that you're chewing all day. You can't even swallow. Like, so you got to think of how. Like, we're not even moved. Like, you would have to just pay the fee to get inside, bro. We gatekeeping all day, every day, bro.
And that's the
It,
problem too, is the
Wait,
whole what you just said is
wait.
so important because that's probably what created FB and all these things is the fact that even this Black History Month is a perfect example. How the hell are we going to tie things and people who have nothing to do with this land into our history? How are we going to have these edits and have Usain Bolt and It's like they're trying to make what is ours everybody's, whether it's the
Right.
music, whether it's our history. Damn, they trying to take our soul food. It's like, what the hell's going on?
You talking about
You
Black
understand what?
Americans?
Yeah, I'm
no,
saying that
he said Africans when it comes to Black Americans.
it's like they're trying to. That's why I said before. Is like it's like they're trying to do with the answer with the prompt, the bottom, the second part of the prompt. It's like, what the hell is you talking? It's like they just trying to tie themselves to us. And then the more I dig deep into it, it's almost like it's too many things that's just it's too many coincidences that's happening that just come off as
Wait,
co-opting or trying to replace
And now this
somebody.
and
And
now
I
this
don't
is
like
why
they
that.
forever.
and
Wait,
this
wait,
is
wait.
why
See,
FBA comes in.
since we come from them, as a group of people, we're always going to be tied to them,
No, I
No,
no
no,
matter
that's
cannot.
how
not. Oh, wait,
much
wait,
we
wait, wait,
like
wait.
it.
Hold on.
I
Let me
can't.
respond to that.
No,
Yakub. Hold on. Let me respond to that real quick. Since
Absolutely.
he asked me, Yakub, I hear what you're saying, but at the same time, we have a completely different history than any Nigerian, West African, Jamaican, whoever is different. We all have our different histories. So
Sure.
yeah, we're tied, but that just because we
Our
are
history
Afro.
ties in.
Wait. Let me
Our
just say this.
history ties in
I'm
together. Wait, hold
talking,
up.
bro. Let me finish.
Our
You can't
history
just cut
ties
me
in
off.
together, though.
I'm talking. All
I'm
right,
not
let
cutting
me.
you off.
Yes, you
I've been
are. You literally. Thank you.
This
Please.
nigga.
I'm.
Oh
All
no
I'm
no no
saying
no no
is.
no dropping no.
Chop that
We not
down.
we
Oh.
not doing that. Listen, I'll be quick to edit my powers. I ain't even gonna hold you.
I mean, you
I'll
could
be
do
Yeah,
that, but
quick.
tell
yeah,
this
but
nigga to shut the fuck up.
yeah,
Like,
Well, hold on.
Cool. You gotta let him respond. Yeah, cool. He trying to talk, but let him
Right. Let him
respond.
he's
respond,
mad
Yakub.
rude.
Right.
I'm gonna be quick too. I'm gonna just say, like, look, I hear what you're saying about the whole. Essentially, we're African descent. Let's just go with that. I know people on the other side, whatever. Let's just go with that for the time being. That does not change the fact that we all have a different heritage, a different history, and it's very important. It can be very dangerous when with all these things that's happened. You can't just say, like, I can't go to Nigeria. They have Nigerian history, Ethiopian. You won't see no Ethiopian in their history. You won't see all this other stuff. That is theirs. This is ours.
But my
Leave us
point is
alone.
this. But I see through that. If we're so tied to Africa, why aren't you tied to Europe the same way? Why aren't you tied to Asians? Your
Right.
Asian ancestors. Why aren't you tied to them folks? But
I get what you're
Africa is
saying.
the end all be all, and that's the one you
Because
got
the
to
vast
acknowledge.
majority of Black
It'd be
Americans
weird,
don't have Asian ancestry like that.
bro.
The
Yes, we
the
do.
most
Do
wait,
you obviously don't understand how genetics work,
the average Black American is
bro?
70
Do
to
you
80
understand
Listen,
how
percent
let them
genetics
have the
work?
African
curse.
Hold
Let
on,
ancestry.
them.
y'all. Hold on,
Because
y'all.
you're
Hold
making
on,
it
hold on,
about
real quick.
DNA.
Real quick. Hold on, real quick. 10, 20 just real fast, real fast. Let Yakub respond to Zeke and 1021 at the same time, if you could.
Oh,
And then
all
we're
right,
gonna
all right,
have a
all right.
little bit of order. That's all, y'all. We're gonna get this right.
Yeah, the average Black American doesn't have that much Asian admixture. It depends on which area you're in, which has intermixing with like Asian people. On
You're
average,
making
the
it
Black
about
American,
DNA. I'm talking
1021,
about
1021,
genetics.
1021.
the black,
Hold on. Try to have some mic,
the
some mute
average Black,
control, real quick, my
some
brother.
self
There's
control.
plenty of Black
Just
Americans
do a
even within my
Showtime,
thing
good
that look
brother.
like Asians,
Nah,
bro.
motherfuckers gotta respect my shit.
Ugly, you should
I
have
ain't got.
hosted.
Host, real quick.
Plenty, wait,
Host, I have a question for you,
plenty
real
doesn't
quick.
Whoa, whoa,
change
whoa,
the
whoa,
Can,
whoa,
genetic
whoa, whoa, whoa,
average.
whoa, hold on, y'all. Listen, if I say like, yo, let that person get it off, whatever, stay on mute, have some mute discipline. Y'all got, you know what I'm saying? Gotta respect the host at the end of the day. But I want y'all cool to respond. And then we'll have some, you know what I'm saying? Anybody else want to interject or whatever? Yeah. Once he land his plane though, y'all.
All right. The genetic average black American, this isn't me guessing, this is a scientific thing, has 70 to 80% sub-Saharan, 20 to 30% European, and less than 1 point something percent indigenous. That's the average. It changes based on location and if there's interactions with different groups of people. Some black people have Asian, the vast majority don't. And Zeke, no matter how much, how do you view me saying that we will always be connected to Africa as me saying that our individual stories do not matter? It's
I'm
a
sorry.
same tree, it's a same tree, different branch situation. So like the moment you're like, oh, I'm not African, I'm not this, we're not, it doesn't matter because you are. Without them, we do not exist, right? Without
Okay.
them,
Oh,
certain
my
parts
fault.
of Black American culture do not exist. Certain parts of Louisiana culture don't exist. So
Okay, bro.
y'all can just
We
ignore where we
understand.
come from
We
as
get your
region.
point. Do
No, 1021. Yo, come on, dog. Just gonna stay on mute real quick. Once he say, oh, I'm lit, then y'all jump off y'all mic. Whoever like ask question first, whatever y'all got it. Go ahead.
Like
I
no
don't
one
want
is
to keep repeating
forced.
myself. That's what I don't want to do. But go ahead.
Like I'm gonna land pretty soon. No one is forcing you to call yourself African. No one is saying, "Oh, you have to call yourself African." But the fact that you're actively running away from what makes us as Black people seems weird. I
Can
land my plane.
all right, can I just respond to that real quick? It'll be quick. All right, I like again, I hear what you're saying, but what the heck does that have to do with the fact that yes, we come from those people, but we have our own history. Us being descendants of Africans,
It
hundreds and hundreds.
implies.
Let me just finish. I'll let you talk.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
So just because we come from a people who are on a different continent centuries upon centuries ago, that does not mean that on Black American History Month that we have to celebrate every Black group of people in the diaspora. We don't do that for anybody else. And I'm gonna be real. Let me just finish this real quick. And this is it. Like this is shit that be, excuse my language. This is what be getting me mad. And I'm gonna be real with you. You looking real oppy right now. Real oppy. You Black American?
but I understand
Partially.
he buys into the concept of an ideology. I understand his point, but he obviously doesn't even understand the difference
I
between
buy
DNA and
into the
genetics.
concept of an
So
I'm
so
cutting him
ideology.
off,
DNA
bro.
DNA and genetics isn't even the same because
Yes, it
genetically
is.
every generation, my great great grandparents, I get a piece of their genetic code. So you mentioning DNA ancestry, you only get so much of your ancestry from a grandparent, but genetically, that genetic code, I get a part of every single of that great great grandparent. I don't know what you're talking about. So when you say Black Americans don't have all this Asian ancestry, as you mentioned, based on the DNA test, how are you going to speak for me when they're not
I can
within
say
my
that.
family? I see Asian
No, I
features.
didn't say Black American.
Okay,
Okay,
hold
that
on,
just
y'all.
All
Hold
proves
right,
on,
then
be
y'all.
a
so it's not
put
about
Hold
yourself
on,
DNA.
y'all.
together before
We
you
This
got
is
come
what
two
I'm
up
talking
here
different.
about.
We
talking
got two
shit.
different. Hold on. We got two different conversations going on. He talk 1021 talking about DNA and admixture.
That's what he
While
mentioned.
excuse me, while Zeke talking about, I'm trying to get on what Zeke talking about.
I'm
I,
Right.
trying to get to what y'all
you know,
Kleenex
that's
is.
why that's probably what we need to more so focus on instead of that DNA, so we can get
No,
back to
no, no,
that.
no, because
But
no, pumpkin. We can't move from that because that's the whole
no,
point. The whole
that,
point of their ideology is they want to acknowledge African ancestry and pedestalize that and make that the end all be all of what's a Black American and we're Africans. No, the fuck we're not, bro.
Now, I don't know if they
okay, but
Genetically,
pedestalize the word. I ain't gonna lie.
genetically,
But
hold
genetically, bro.
on,
I'm
hold
gonna get
on
some
a
water. Don't worry about it. I'm
second.
gonna get some water.
is to be African.
Can we focus on what Zeke was talking about, please? 'Cause that's what I'm trying to get on. You talking about something slightly
I'm not
different.
talking
So
about. I'm addressing his
hold
point.
on, sir. God damn, I can't yell 'cause my throat's hurt. But look, I somewhat agree with what.
Yeah, I just want to say real quick, like this is one of my main problems, Kodachi. I feel like we on the same page with this. Like I've been on panels where this whole like I don't have an issue with Pan Africanism entirely. I just don't like I just feel like as of late it has become pretty extreme to the point to where, our own people are willing to diminish us and erase our own people by grouping us all in as one. You know what I'm saying? And I just don't like that. I'm against anything that has anything that can cause any harm to my own people. And if you Black American and you're not on that, then I don't care if you are of the same people as me. You are my enemy. And I mean that. And that's all I wanted to say.
You want to add to that? You want to add to that real quick, Pumpkin? If not, I'm gonna let Yakub go next. Let me see. Let me see this. Let me see. Wrap you up real quick. Boom. Go ahead, y'all.
Again, that's weird, right? Hating what makes you you is weird, right? Saying, oh, we're not one people. We are one people. Racially, we are one singular race. We are black people. To be black is to be a descendant of Africa. If you don't want to be a descendant of Africa, if you don't want to acknowledge your African ancestry, anytime someone talks about, oh, we're coming from Africa, you get angry, talk about, we have our own story. We have our own story. No one is saying that we don't have our own individual stories. Again, it's the same tree, different branch situation. We're an African subgroup. Jamaicans are an African subgroup. Why is that? Why is that hard to understand? The same way white people in America are a European subgroup. They came from the main branch. They came over here. They mixed up a little bit. They changed from the original European continent. They're still white. You don't see white people talking about, oh, you're not white. You're Russian. You can't be white. Only Americans are white. It's a weird xenophobic trap that we fall into. Oh, he has a different experience. Don't trust them new niggas over there. Don't trust them. The whole time you're sitting here talking about I don't trust them, blah blah blah, the white man's looking at you going, perfect. This is exactly why we did this to them. They're never gonna group up. They're never gonna come together. They're never gonna attack us. They're never going to change anything because they're busy attacking each other. It's weird.
Yeah, thank you for the showtime. I mean, y'all cool. I get what you're saying, and I'm not gonna lie. If y'all haven't noticed by now, I am slightly FBA leaning. Like when I say that, I mean that I agree with some of the talking point. I ain't with that anti-African shit though. I'm not anti-African or anti-Caribbean. I draw the line. But some things that do, especially when it comes to our culture and our history, some things should be just for us Black Americans. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, Jamaicans got their own thing, whatever. Haitian got their own thing. Why can't we just have our own thing? So I see nothing wrong with that. And it's not me denying being African descendant. And now it's to the point now. That's why I made this prompt. Some of the Africans come talking about our ancestors that was over here is their ancestor. Like what the fuck is y'all talking? I don't agree with that. Like, I mean, at some point we got to put our foot down on some shit. You know what I'm saying? They not finna come over here and just try to sun us because they done it plenty of times. I've been on plenty of panels with some little young ass Nigerian nigga try to sun me, and I'm not for that. My ancestors came to America. That's my direct line. I'm sorry. And that's not me even being anti-African. Have been seen it. Like, we got to draw the line at somewhere. If not, we ain't gonna have shit. That's all I'm saying. Like, and ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with having some self-ethnic pride. Having self-ethnic pride don't mean I'm anti-you. It means that I'm just putting me and my
Pro
people up
me.
for once.
Right. First. Yeah, okay, I'm with that. I'm with that. I ain't gonna lie. 2026 is just about it's just about ethnic pride, especially when we coming to across a lot of these circles with, continental African. Go ahead though. I ams. Go ahead, my dog.
Yeah, I totally agree. I acknowledge I'm of African descent, but like Punkin said, bro, them not your ancestors, bro. That what was made in them was made over here. Now, I'm not even Pan African. You know what I'm saying? But I wanted to raise a question to one of the brothers talking about we want African genetically. If your fifth great grandma came from two Africans, then she came from a person, then she had is she still African even though she was born here in America? I'm asking the question if anybody wanted to answer.
Oh no, well you on Showtime, it's just me and you, but you know what I'm saying? They probably gonna write it down and they you know what I'm saying, and then they probably gonna respond, you must at Showtime man. I
Yeah,
just wanna give everybody a fair chance.
so how many, like, I know of my line and I know we got some different admixtures too, but I know that all them Negroes except that one mulatto, he had Scottish in him, but we even found out he had an African daddy. So even though we not continental Africans, that's it's still what made us African American is in us. That dark skin, that phenotype, all that stuff. That was in Africa too. You might have a thinner nose because hey, you got bred too by a European or something like that. But you can end Showtime for me, man.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm gonna end Showtime in general because I know people got short. I don't want people dropping off the panel, so I'm gonna just end it in general. Let it be some a semi-open discussion. Go ahead, y'all.
How the
Oh
fuck
yeah, so
somebody who need to
I
change their smoke alarm battery participate on a
I
panel like
We ain't even gonna
this?
pay attention to
I
that,
just
Like they
wanted to
Shata.
say real quick,
priorities.
damn, everybody gone, bro. Hey, I just wanted to say real quick, the difference is, and why a little light bulb came to my head while y'all was talking, is because
You niggas always be talking. I knew it was gonna be a troll. I knew it, but go ahead, favorite. If not favorite, Peacemaker, what's going on? What you think about the
Okay,
prompt?
yes, you know, one thing with Americans, I don't know if they understand the difference between bloodline and nationality.
Nah. What do you? No, hold on, Peacemaker. What do you think about the prompt? Read the prompt. Tell me what you think. We're gonna move on a
Why
little bit.
ancestors of
hold on, y'all
black
done it done hit
African
my
American
Bluetooth, bro.
immigrants.
Hold on, bro. I've been waiting to speak, but it's all good.
You
Fuck
have
it.
been, but you was
Let's go
quiet, so I
to
didn't know. I
Africans
didn't know. My
think
fault,
that
favorite. You was quiet a little bit, and now you're back on tea time.
America.
She has been waiting to
Yeah.
speak. I'm not gonna lie. Go ahead.
Okay, I don't know who's talking.
Oh yeah. So anyway, like I said, the difference is because with FBA is not so much it's delineation because you guys don't put yourselves in the situation equation. Y'all never did. You know what I'm saying? Me growing up in Cincinnati, Africans, they had their own area, they had their own shops. It didn't y'all weren't welcoming, y'all weren't friendly, y'all weren't cool. It was very ignorant and segregated. And I know it was like that for a lot of other towns and cities as well. We had to support our own. We had to fight our own causes. You guys were not there. That's realistically. So, of course, people are going to join FBA, not only because of lineage, because they speak political facts as well. And we should focus on ourselves. You guys destiny swap with us all the time. Look at Shabuzi, for example, and then saying ignorant things. Look at all those people from the movie Get Out and everything else, and us. Those are all African people. You guys do not open the door. You guys purposely in the media blackball the black Americans that's trying to come up, or use social media to keep up the black um uh deterioration of black people, promoting Diddy or whatever else that's trifling. You know what I'm saying? Just anything that's black American, you guys promote it in a bad way, bro. You guys do that. You guys are all in the shade room and so on and so forth, World Star, so on and so forth, to keep it going that we are bad people. So no, I do not support y'all, bro. And from my Germanic ancestry, so we picking and choosing ancestries. That's called Eureka. It was a light bulb that popped up in my head. Even more reason to keep a distance from y'all. You guys are not friendly. Peacemaker, you about to sit here and be ignorant. Oh, you're black. You're black. You're black. It came from Africa, but you're not making it. You're not moving me to want to integrate with you. You're not moving me to care. Matter of fact, you're the same person because I said, oh, I might have Nigerian descent from DNA. You said, I'll sell your people off again. So I have no choice but to get the fuck away from you and your kind, respectfully.
Peacemaker, if you want to respond to that or respond to the prompt, I would love for you to respond to the prompt first
I'm
and then
not
respond
talking
to her.
about movies. I'm talking about all the actors. If you do your research from Tiffany Haddish and so on and so forth, those are people who come from Africa or other foreign places that said that they're Black American like you and me. Fight the power, Black American, collard green fried chicken, Black American. Like, stop with this delusion. It's right in your face. I'm being realistic, so I don't have to do Chat GPT, bro.
Okay.
All right. Peacemaker, respond to the prompt and then
Yeah.
respond to her after.
Well, I think it might be language problem. I don't know what ancestor means, but I
Ancestor
know.
means like grandmother, great grandmother.
Your
You know,
forefathers, your
so like
foremothers.
your foremother,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
forefathers.
Okay. That's an individual grandmother. Okay. In my language, we use our relatives.
Relative,
You
you can say
know.
that, yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So our relatives meaning our bloodline.
Right,
There is no
bloodline.
question. There is no question that my people crossed the Atlantic into America. Anybody can cry, can hit their head against the wall. The same thing is in Brazil. The same thing is in Jamaica, Barbados, Haiti, Bahamas, South America. You can deny all you want. You will never rewrite history. It doesn't matter. Some people say, I don't have nothing against Africans. If you have something against Africans, what's going to happen? What's
Listen,
going to
bro.
happen?
If your dad was a PDF
You're
person,
talking
does
now.
that mean
When you
that you
were
should be a
talking, I didn't say
PDF
nothing.
person?
That's
Hold
the
on,
American
real quick, favorite. Let
disease.
him respond.
That's the American disease. You know, when you were talking, I didn't say anything. So you can say, I don't have nothing against Africans. You know, this is not hate. You guys, you don't used to call yourself black. All those things are just childish nonsense. After you guys finish talking that, you go find somewhere and sit down because
It's called the slave
you're not
trade.
gonna,
Trade,
Hold on,
bro.
favorite. Hold on.
you're not gonna do anything after you finish talking because we have faced so much, adversaries in our life, and we're still facing it today in our continent. You guys are just a small neighborhood, small community, you know. That's why we shouldn't even be paying you any mind. I came on this platform because I know the host. I won't even be going to your platforms anymore. And if you come to our platform, I curse you out. Tell you
I'm your
get the hell out of
ancestor,
here.
though.
You know? So, no matter how you look at it,
But I'm your
Tell
ancestor.
you
nobody can
stand
change
on
history.
that.
That's the
Nobody
difference.
can change
That's the
anything.
difference, bro.
You know?
Because if I'm
You
supposed to
see,
be your ancestor
you
and
don't
you're
have no
admitting to this,
discipline.
if
When
I'm
you
supposed
were
to be your
talking,
ancestor and you're
nobody
admitting
interrupt
that we
you.
are one, you
You know,
should be on your
the
knees
same
giving me
bullying,
respect right now. You should not be
the
over
same
talking me.
indiscipline. That's
I'm
what
your
you're showing.
ancestor. Bow down,
The same
peon.
indiscipline. You know? You are never my ancestors. The people that landed in Georgia in early 1800s called the Igbo landing. They did not call it Nicaragua or Mexican landing. They call it Igbo landing. It's still there till this day. You're not going to change that. We were in America way before you. You know, when
Stop.
Columbus came to
Stupid.
America, when Columbus
But
came to
them is
America,
not your
hold on,
ancestors.
hold on. When Columbus, they were Igbo people. Are you Igbo
But
person?
yeah, my people eat
They
though.
were Igbo
But
people.
hey, but
You're
them are
not gonna
not
be
your
able to change
Thank.
that.
ancestors.
All right, we
You
not fucking
know,
Them
with you,
not
bro.
your
Okay, thanks.
ancestors,
Okay,
it
bruh.
thanks.
doesn't
You're just
matter.
brain
They're my
rot, bro.
ancestors. Go and
You're
change it. Let's
just
see you
brain
do it.
rot, bro. You're not convincing nobody
I
anything.
don't
So go
convince
the
you.
hell on, bro.
Why should I
We
convince you? I
don't
don't need
care.
you. I don't need you. You
Take
know,
it.
Also, no
they're not
chances,
gonna
bro.
let people.
No,
They're not
no,
gonna
no,
let people
no,
talk,
no, no. We
man.
gotta put our foot down on this shit. No,
Not
What
your
is no? No,
ancestors,
no.
no. What
bruh.
is no?
Nelson Mandela was
Pumpkin,
not
you
our
breaking up. You breaking up,
ancestor.
Pumpkin.
He your
Why can I be
ancestor.
able? Why can I be
Martin
able to
Luther
finish
King
like
was not your
everybody else?
ancestor, bruh.
You let them
That,
interrupt me because I'm not American. That's what you guys
So
do. That's why people
stupid.
don't like you. They
He's
don't
so
like you because
fucking
you're not good
dumb.
people. You are not good
no,
people.
we just trying to
And you
Okay,
educate
well
wonder.
take
you.
No,
your
you don't
Kermit
need
the
to
We
say
just
Frog
trying to
dumb
anything.
ass
educate
on
you.
When I
No,
somewhere.
finish, when I
absolutely.
We're
finish talking, you
better
ask me a
than
question.
you.
That's why
Hold on,
people
That's
don't
what's
like you
pissing y'all
because
off.
you are not good
hold on.
people.
I'm gonna get this right. I hope y'all can hear me, right? no ad hominems, right? It calling names and all that stuff like that. It's gonna cause the panel to go on disarray, and it's gonna conversation gonna go downhill, right? Let's refrain from what I'm saying certain things that trigger people or whatever, right? Let's have a discussion. We all here in the panel. We all grown as fuck. We all pay bills, so let's just figure out how to have this conversation without insulting, and let's answer the prompt one at a time, y'all. Please, one at a time. I know shit get triggered or whatever, blah blah blah. And, you know what I'm saying? Y'all might let it out here and there, but just try to control it. That's all. If y'all can, please. I'm gonna end showtime.
Yes, you have
Cha
to let
Cha
me
said she
finish.
wanted
Like
her
they finish.
showtime.
You have
I
to
didn't
let
put
me
on
finish
showtime for nobody.
when they finish.
I'm never
Hold on, hold on, hold
respected.
on, hold
I'm
on,
never
hold on, hold on.
respected, but it's
Why do
cool
I
though.
keep? Hold on. I listen. I don't want to keep having to say hold on. Just if I say then just everybody. I did showtime just for I can just get a little bit of order because I had been too many people talking. I can't hear enough, and I want everybody to get it off. So when once somebody talking, let them talk for like good like minute or two, and then just land that shit real quick. Crash if you got a crash land your talking point, crash land it. Let somebody else jump in. But we're gonna have just like a regular Discord. We don't got to do showtime. That's how people, do they train of thought and all that. But I'm done. Uh, I
Okay.
wanted
So
Peacemaker to finish. You got 1 minute, Peacemaker. Read the prompt. Respond to the prompt
I
first.
don't know why I got 1 minute when these people had time to say everything they wanted to say. You guys love to marginalize people. I'm
No, no,
probably
no,
the
no.
only
It's not. It's
African
not
here.
because of that.
No,
No, no,
that's
no.
what it is, man.
They
I
Hold
was
up,
worse
here
than
hold
them
up.
waiting
European
patiently.
people, bro.
No, stop. Hold on, favorite. Stop. Real quick, Peacemaker. If I'm saying get 1 minute, it's because it's getting to the point where everybody want to chime in. So you can't just hold the whole. I don't. Nobody can hold the whole conversation. That's what I'm trying to prevent from here moving forward. So if you think it's unfair,
Me equal time
I
like you're
got you.
giving them, or let me go. It's as simple as that. You guys can talk whatever nonsense you're talking.
Forget
When
all
you
that. Just answer
finish,
the prompt. Just answer the prompt. Forget
come
it.
to real life and change me.
Answer. Peacemaker. Answer the prompt. Forget responding to this. Answer the prompt.
Like I said, where the ancestors of black slash African Americans immigrants? Yes, they were, because when Columbus came to Bahamas or Haiti, the people that were there told Columbus that there were black people that were coming from the south. We've been in America way longer than you people that here talking nonsense today. We were there very early. And now there is excavation going on in Guatemala. Excavation. What handwriting does those relics have? That's an ancient Egyptian handwriting. The relics in Guatemala. That's what it has. It doesn't have no European. It doesn't have no anybody else's handwriting. It was Egyptian handwriting. Egypt is in Africa. We were in America way before you. So continue making your noise. When you finish, you come to real life and change us. Because we'll never change for you. Thank you.
I appreciate you. Hold on
Hey,
real
For
quick.
hey,
Hold on real quick,
For
Egyptian.
favorite.
Haiti and Jamaica, not us in
Hold
the
on.
US.
I don't want to. I know y'all been patient, but I got Sudo up here. He ain't get the chime in. Trip just came in. Just get it real quick. 1 minute, Sudo. What do you think about the prompt? And then we're gonna after 1 minute, Trip say 1 minute, and then we just go back to what Peacemaker had to say. I got y'all like that. That's how I got y'all. Go ahead, Sudo. Sudo no more. All right, come once, come twice. Yo, Trip, what's going on?
What's up, bro?
Is my, oh,
Oh, who came up first, Trip or Set?
I'm not sure.
All right, go ahead, Set. What do you think about the prompt?
Yeah, introduction. I'm African, and the like so the first prompt I would say the ancestor of Black American, they're African. You know, even they claim to be here, but they gotta come somewhere. At least God created them separately and just put them here because everybody came from somewhere, and
So hold on, but read the first problem. It says were the ancestors of black slash African American immigrants. That's the first one, and the second one right behind below it.
Were the ancestor of black American immigrant. It's- I would say immigrant, but I said they migrated here. You know, it just like very long time ago, and a lot of part of human history has been lost. So we can just go with what we got now. But slavery started since the beginning of the time, and the Anunnaki was doing it. So people been migrating from one part to another since the beginning of time. So even a black American claimed to be here before Columbus, but their ancestors are still African because migration is just nothing new in human history. Land.
No, so the second one is why do some Africans think that Africans that came to America is their ancestors? So do you believe
Is
that the Africans that came here in inception of America are your ancestors? If so,
but some part
why
of
not?
it, so, yeah, some part of it, yes, because the history of my tribe. They end up in the Central African Republic because they were running away from slave trader. But it was Islam slave traders. But the European they used the same slave trader to bring African to America. So they got some of my people too.
All right, all right. Trip, what do you think about the prompt?
Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up?
What's going on?
Hey man, nothing more. So I think the prompt is kind of funny, but also very interesting. The reason why I'm saying that is because I mean these are conversations we need to have. If you look at American history from 1619 to now, there was never a time in American history when people were not coming straight from Africa. They were always coming straight from Africa. In the 1600s, 1700s, these are African people, African born, right? 1800, these are African people who come from somewhere in Western Central Africa. They're literally the definition of African, right? If you look at the Civil War that happened here, some of those people, black people fighting during the Civil War, were literally African born, or they were the son of an African born, or the grandson of an African born, right? And if you look at what happened when slavery or the transatlantic slave trade was quote unquote officially abolished in the early 1800s, what happened after that? We can talk about some of those people making their way back to the continent. We talk about Liberia, for example. We talk about in Nigeria. Nigeria has a Brazilian community who start making their way back to Africa. I mean, we can talk about Ethiopia also with the brother from Jamaicans. Like, I just don't know. I guess I came on the problem because I don't know what is your definition of an ancestor. Where I'm coming
No,
from
no, no,
is
no, 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 no. Immigrants. That's the key thing. Were they immigrants? We understand that our ancestors were African, right? But were they immigrants? Because it's a trending topic going around because you have this guy right here on the prompt. His name is Shabui, and he's a musician here in America, and he just went on the Grammys and said that immigrants built America. So the questions would be, since we understand that our ancestors built America, would our ancestors be considered immigrants? What is your thoughts on that?
bro.
He's an African musician singing country music.
All right, hold on, Shata. All right, go ahead, Trick.
So if you are indigenous to Africa, that is where you from, and you found yourself in America, by definition, you have migrated from your land to another land. This is not the land you're from. I know we can talk about how they got here, and that's another conversation. By definition, an Igbo man who's in America migrated. He migrated. He will be. That's immigrant. I'm not sure. I mean, again, we can have it. He migrated. He's not from here. He's Igbo. He's Yoruba. He's Akan. He's Mandinka. They're not from here. They're not. By definition of the word migration, you are migrated. You're not from here. That's how I look at it.
That's
Now
how
I
you look
know.
at it. Okay. So,
Yeah.
the second one right there below, it said, "Why do some Africans think that the Africans that came to America is their ancestor?" You can answer that too. To your best ability, however you feel.
Right. Okay. So the reason why some people feel like that is because if you come in my family, for example, I'm from a tribe called the Bamileke tribe, and you snatch maybe my son, right? And I have two children, and you snatch one of them, and you bring that person to America, for example. I'm just saying for context. And my other son who's left there, again, I don't know. I just want to have a conversation with y'all. That
Right.
son who's left on the continent, right? Is he considered part of your family too? I guess that would be a question. That would be the question. Like I don't know. I'm just trying to have a conversation with y'all. One
So
brother
now
was
we could open the panel up. Y'all can respond to Trip.
That,
Yeah, can
that's
y'all
why
hear
I
me?
said. That's
Yeah,
why I said what
yeah.
I said earlier.
Somebody gotta go.
I mean I
Oh,
Go
can
ahead.
go
Go
I
ahead.
didn't
ahead.
want. I didn't
Go
want to
ahead.
interrupt nobody. I'm not even. I was just trying to make sure that y'all can even hear me because I'm driving in the deep backwoods. So, but
Yeah, we hear you good.
I don't agree that they not, continental African ancestor. Somebody got an echo. They not the continental Africans ancestors. They are our direct ancestors, though. Like I don't understand how do y'all like logically put that together. Like I don't get it. That's all I
So
had to
that
say.
so the Igbo people that came in Georgia in 1803, I think, you know, it's written over there. The Igbo landing. You telling me they were not my relatives?
Can you
Is that
prove
what
they
you're
were?
telling me?
Can you
Wait,
prove they were
yeah,
your
okay,
relatives?
okay, hold on just a second. So yeah, my ancestors and y'all's ancestor were most definitely related or whatever. But when they came over here, that was the end of it. You get what I'm saying? Those our ancestors that came over here is our direct line. They not with y'all direct line, if that makes
So
sense.
so
That's
they
how
did
I
not
see
leave no
it.
family members in Africa when they crossed Atlantic. They did
Nobody,
not leave
yes,
No.
children.
of course, they were family member, yeah. But what I'm saying is that direct line in America is our ancestors. Our
Nobody say
ancestors came to
Oh,
America.
stop yelling.
we don't say they're not your direct line. We're saying that they were our relatives. That's
Yeah,
all I'm saying.
I agree with that. I agree with
Okay,
that.
so what else are we
No.
talking? That's all
Why
I'm
are you
saying.
yelling at her, bro? Why
It's
are
so,
you yelling at her?
I do what I do.
it's okay. I want us to be
I do
fighting,
what I
but
do,
No, because at
man.
the end of the day, it was called a slave trade, which means you gave my people up. Why would I want to go back to my abuser or
I
claim
don't
my
ask you
abuser?
to. I'm
You're
not
weird,
asking you
bro. It's
to.
dead. It's over with, bro. It's unalived. I'll drop
I
some
don't
truth in the
ask
chat.
you
It's
to.
over.
The
We'll never
people
be
that are
intertwined
coming
with
are
y'all. You're
coming.
ugly. You're disgusting. You're flat nosed. You're
The
heavy
people
foot. You're
that are
ashy foot.
coming to
You
us are
Wait,
stink.
can
You're
still
a
I
coming
say
silverback.
back
You're
to
no good.
us.
something?
You're
Wait,
trash. You're trash. You're trash.
all
Yeah,
right, can
you
I
trash.
say
That's why. That's why.
something?
That's why I got rid of you because you trash. That's why.
All right then,
The
so
love.
Okay
keep that
then.
energy. Thank you. But can I say something, please?
Damn.
Yeah.
Can I go after Cha-Cha,
Can
please?
I
yeah,
can
yeah.
I
So
say
Hey,
something?
Seth was.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, yeah, go ahead. Y'all
Yeah.
all talk. Go
So
ahead. Y'all get it
I
in.
was I was just
you
trying
know
to say that some not saying all, but some Africans were saying that we share like ancestors, like they ancestors was here in America, and I don't agree with that. Like I don't see how that logically possible.
They can't never
You
tell
on
you
over
who
here
yeah,
talking
land
about
they
yeah. Can
ancestors.
I
emotions is
say
heavy.
something?
We can
Yes,
explain
Can
it
Cha Cha.
20
Come on,
times
good
if
sister
you
Cha
want.
Cha.
We can
Hold
explain
on,
it
hold
20
on.
times. It's
Hold
not
on,
something
peacemaker.
you're gonna
Give
shout
me
us
a
down
sec.
for.
I have a
Peacemaker.
question.
Hold on,
Question,
please.
please.
Because I'm passionate.
Excuse
You're
me,
force
sir.
feeding a
Can I
lineage, bro.
please go, please?
Fucking pervert.
I think, yeah, I think, I kind of like these little heated debates because true emotions come out. And my thing is keep that energy. No, I don't believe
Yeah,
that.
go ahead. Whoever want to say something, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm talking right now, Pumpkin. I think you might have a delay because you're in the backwoods or whatever, but I'm trying to get it out right now. Uh, okay, so even with the immigrant thing, I think him coming out saying it like that on the platform, since we're talking about the prompt or whatever the case may be, was highly disrespectful. One, you don't come from that lineage of the slavery, transatlantic, or whatever. You're an immigrant. And then you sing in country music, which was created by an indigenous black person. And then not only do you win a Grammy, you use that platform not to pay homage, but to further shit on us. I mean, how many times a person got to get shitted on for you to understand what's what? I think black Americans and indigenous black people, because we are the original black, I don't give a fuck what none of y'all say, should just move accordingly already. And I feel like motherfuckers who like to linger onto this type of shit have a gluttony for pain, yo. This is the true what they call that shit? When you love your oppressor, because the African is technically your first oppressor before you even knew what a European was. So I think we need to stop with this kumbaya because Kabuzi or whatever the
Why
fuck
are
his
you
name
speaking
is.
African languages if you
Excuse
indigenous?
me, hold on. Kabuzi or whatever the fuck his name is got the opportunity from somebody who was showing love and trying to be in that pan African energy. And look how that shit backfired on the rest of the country, rest of the black country. So I think we need to take this out. You know what I'm saying? Because how many times we going to take this up and make sure that this is the last L we take, and let that be that. And I land.
Yeah, I just wanted to
All
say that.
hypothetical shit. Even Trip, hypothetical. Oh, you're great. The great Trip. Well, it ain't mine. So shut the fuck up and go somewhere, bro.
Hey, I just wanted to say that. We've been pumping this "we from Africa" narrative. That's a lie. And if you guys read this book, the first
Hey,
people that that
why are you
that
speaking French, bruh?
came to
That
the
might be you.
mainland.
Just say you. 'Cause you can't say we, cause then you be lying. You
Listen,
can't.
bro,
We we can't
I didn't
spread
interrupt,
false
bro.
information on the
I
app
didn't
though.
interrupt you. Hey,
But I'm trying
African.
to stop.
Hey, Mutt Puppet. I did not
Hey,
interrupt you.
Brokey.
I
Hey,
did not
Brokey.
interrupt you,
Hey,
sir.
Brokey. Hey,
I guarantee
Brokey.
you, I ain't broke. I
Bro,
guarantee you.
you be
I
over here
guarantee
broke
you, nigga. I can
crying,
buy
How
bro.
your
we
family
come
right
to
now.
this?
Yeah,
I
I
do
bet
not
you you
care for
Right.
can't.
financial
I
status.
bet you can't.
I bet you I can.
That's why you got. That's
I
why you
bet you
got
I
mad
can.
about it.
I
So glad I
guarantee
You
don't
you.
have
know
a
I'm telling the
flat,
I
funky
truth.
nose. I don't care.
I guarantee you, you ain't never seen $1 million. I
You and
guarantee
you
you, you've never
haven't
seen a
either.
million
I
dollars.
You
guarantee you're
haven't
not gonna see
either.
my black ass in a daishiki.
Look here. If you read this book that I have up here, it's from the 1500s. It's the Spanish settlers that first arrived to America, and they're describing the people that they encountered. Later on, the British came, and that's what you Sambo Negroes believe.
But they
Their
unalived
story.
all the
But the
British
original,
unalived most of them people and sent them west and brought your
bro,
black ass in. Stop it, nigga.
bro, that's how slow you is. They didn't unalive nobody, bro. They
Man,
just
they
take
man,
classified them, dumb
the Indians couldn't damn take their diseases, bruh. They couldn't even take the diseases that them white people came over here with. They had no medicine.
So
The
so
medicine
what
man had
happened?
never seen.
So
The
what?
medicine man had never seen what the genetic warfare that the Europeans brought over here. Like, bro, learn your
So
history,
what
bro.
happened to the?
Where you from?
So
Where
what
you
happened to
from?
the
Where you from?
diseases? What
Where you
what
from?
happened to the diseases? Why
That's
aren't they wiping us out
because you
now?
got immunity. Your mama
Look,
got you
hey,
Why
immune.
look, hey,
somebody
look,
cured it,
y'all.
right?
Hey, look.
Somebody cured
Your
it,
mama
right?
got your immunization shot
Hey,
when you was
hey,
a
hey,
kid,
hey. Listen, y'all.
Bro,
Hey,
you can't even pronounce
bruh.
immunization.
bro.
Hold on, real quick. I
No
just got
Hey,
matter
back. Hold on,
what,
hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on,
your
hold on,
black
y'all. Hold
ass
on,
knew
hold
what I
on.
was saying.
Hold on. Hold on. Just got back. Hold on. I don't know how this conversation went to some pretending shit, right? We not on that right now. We talking about African descendant. We're gonna talk about what Trip was talking about, and we're gonna talk about what Peacemaker was talking about. We finally have this conversation with our African brothers and sisters. We trying to see what's up. So let's minimize the pretending shit.
But
All I'm
but
saying is
really,
from the
Please stop
really,
South,
calling us
Hold
from
on,
the
hold
South.
pretending.
on, hold on.
Oh Lord Jesus, they ain't talking
Chacha,
about
you're
nothing but
always
disrespect
talking.
and trolling. They're
You're
not even bringing
always
Right.
up
Let's
facts
talking.
move
or
past
proof,
that.
bro. They're gonna make it back to trolling. These are trolling Africans, bro. This is what they do.
Yeah, but listen, right? You gotta highlight that and put them on stage so we understand what's going on. That's all. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? There's nothing
It's
wrong with.
and
overstood.
ain't
Yeah,
nobody
When they
we
trigger
trolling.
are.
that,
We are.
disrespect, then everybody just goes to that, and then you're gonna get upset again. Like, bro, where's the facts? They don't have any because
You don't
they go
either
to
though.
but they go to certain panels to troll and roll. This ain't the type of panel, y'all. Come with facts and stuff to pull up.
Hold up. I'm a moderator too. You don't have no facts and none of that shit either when you say dumb shit like that. And just peep the logic. You mean to tell me only the
Cha
males
cha, they're
were
flaming you in the
were
comments saying that you're
hold
Mexican,
on.
bro. How
Hold
are you
on,
gonna
hold on.
disrespect me and I
She is
shouted you
she is Puerto
out,
Rican.
bro?
No, I'm
Cha-cha,
not
damn,
disrespecting
Cha-cha.
you. I'm talking about the host. I wasn't saying nothing about you, favorite. I'm actually agreeing with you. But like I said, y'all want to talk about disease infested blankets and doing all this other shit on the panel as well as in the chat. Check the logic in that. You mean to tell me it only affected the males but not the females? Like a lot of y'all niggas took the jab, I could tell. Like, come on,
Listen, no,
man.
Trip. Don't leave yet. Hold on.
Okay,
I want to
okay,
have this conversation.
hold on, y'all. We need to stay focused on
Right.
on the topic at hand, y'all. Like, let's not get too far
We're
out,
not talking
please.
about no blankets. Forget the comments, y'all. We on the panel. We talking to each other in the panel. So
Yeah,
whoever on
but
the
the
panel is just
panel
the panel.
said the
But hold
same
on.
thing.
I feel no. I ain't gonna lie. Listen, I'm getting a little stressed out right now. I feel like I'm yelling. Right. Have some mute button control, please, y'all. If I say hold on, just hold on. Pseudo, turn your camera off. Forget what you. We're not on what you want right now. We literally not on none of that shit. We trying to hear from Peacemaker and Trip and Set Emma all that, but precisely what
I'm gonna
Trip
drop
and
because
Peacemaker was talking
I'm
about.
gonna drop because I
Oh
don't
yeah, go
deal
ahead,
with
drop. They're
lies.
right now. Yeah, read the room.
Y'all some
Appreciate
of
you.
these lies.
You ready now?
I have a question, please. Question.
Go ahead. Yep.
Yeah. So, do you separate people who came? I mean, the descendant of people who came in late 1800, because it seems like everybody claimed the 400 of slavery, but most of your ancestors came in the 1800, like late 1800, and you still have your cousin in Africa. So the term of 400 years just doesn't apply to every Black American, you know. So how you separate that? That's my
So
question.
we go ahead. Go ahead, Pumpkin. Anybody go? I'm being my mind. I ain't gonna
Well,
say
I
nothing. Go
got a
ahead.
question for
we
you, though,
people
host.
I don't
separated
know. My
it.
people, I found my
Oh
people here in
man,
the
People
yo,
separated.
1700s. So
you guys
Yeah,
want to
people
pretend? We can
separated
come
that
back later
shit
when you guys are
already,
not
and they
pretending.
still
I don't get it.
continuing.
She keep pretending. Like that's not a
Hold on,
conversation. That's not even
people.
a prompt. I'm like, oh,
Excuse
what the
me.
fuck?
Yeah, but y'all saying it, all right, and then y'all
But
can't get
it's a
mad when
valid
people are
question though.
responding to that shit, yo.
The question is valid.
The fuck, yo. Like
Host,
I said, people
I'm
are
listening.
separated from
what's the
that shit.
topic,
They
host? Are we
doing it. They
pretending or are
doing.
we answering the
Nah,
Excuse
prompts?
yeah, nah.
me.
Listen. Hold on. We not pretending right now. We on some real deal. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're gonna break this shit down. The real history. We trying to do it the right way. Let's stay away from the pretending shit for right now. We can have that later, y'all. It's a time and place for everything. I promise y'all. But
So
for
I do
right
have a
now, we got
question for
Trip,
you.
we got Peacemaker, we got Set up here, and they have their own opinions on what it is to be an immigrant, what it is to be a Black American, what it is to have African ancestry. So as far as pretending to that, we got we got Punkin, we got Favor, we got I am right, and you kind of got me, but I'm gonna try to stay as neutral as possible because I am the host, right? Cha Cha, your understanding is a little bit different, but let's just stick on those three versus those three. Now here and there, Cha Cha, you go, you know what I'm saying? You can slide your little whatever, and then I'll slide my little whatever. But for right now, let's focus on what Trent Peacemaker and Seth say, and let's focus on Punk and Favor and I am responding to them. because that's the point that we brought this prompt up. We're not talking about anything else, but you know.
Yeah, well, I was responding to them. Like you keep saying that.
But
I'm
keep it
responding to
consistent
them.
with accurate history. Keep it consistent with accurate
I
history.
am
That's all.
consistent. I mean, I am, but I'm not being tone police, and you're not gonna make me say what it ain't true. Like nothing I said was false. Nothing I
How
said
about
was
this?
false.
Cha-cha. How about this? How about you come up a little bit later? Ain't no you always welcome here, but far as because I just want to keep. I'm doing a little quality control right now.
Oh, so
If
you
you
want
if you
echo chamber? Okay.
Nah, because we don't got that right now. We got three people. We got three continental Africans, and we got three Black Americans, and plus me. You're the only one out the group that's not African descendant.
Blacker than all of y'all.
Yeah, but you're not African descendant.
It doesn't matter. You are
All
my
right, so
fucking
that's what I'm saying.
cousin.
It's not an
What
echo
she mean?
chamber.
She
All right.
blacker than all of us.
Hold up, pumpkin.
No,
Am
don't
I
no no
loud
don't
on here?
respond. No. Go back to Trip, Peacemaker, and Set, and y'all respond to that, please. That's how I'm running it, and that's it.
Okay, host. I do have a question for you, just to
But
start things off.
nobody answered my question though. I just asked a
What
question.
was
I
What
the
was
was your
waiting for
question?
the
question?
answer. I said,
Come
how
on,
you
y'all.
separate the descendant of people who came in the late 1800? Because everybody seems to claim the 400 years of slavery, but those people who came in the late 1800, they still have a lot of cousins and family members in Africa. How you separate the both?
That does not
Because most of
pertain to
them
me.
bred,
Let
most
me
of them
share the
bred
lie to somebody
into
who that pertains that to, because it doesn't.
most of them bred into what was made over here in America from over there, right? So what like people are almost like dogs. If you train a person to be something, that's what they're gonna be. You know what I'm saying? So by the end of slavery, bro, we got people who never had freedom, right? And you might have had a person that was a slave for 10 years. They bred into with the majority of the people that was already here and lost connection to what they knew over there. They didn't even tell their kids, hey, we might have some people still over there in Africa, bro. That connection was lost, right?
I
What
see
you
what you're
said?
saying. I see what you're saying. You're saying that connection was severed.
Right.
So
So we don't
okay,
even
okay.
not like let's say a brother and a sister, like he stated earlier, one of his kids got snatched. They made a life over here 500, let's say 200 years later, right? Whatever generation that he made over here knows nothing about what's over there, right or wrong.
Okay. Okay. You're right.
Yeah,
No,
but
you got a point.
the
Okay,
bloodline though, the
that is wrong.
bloodline.
But hold on, the bloodline is watered down because of what happened over here. A lot of us have European admixture. That means somebody, a grandma or a granddaddy, was European, and they done bred with. I'm gonna stick with the Nigerian tribes I know. Let's say a Igbo and a Fulani person bred, right? Now that even though they're both Nigerian, that person is not full Igbo or Fulani, right? Now let's say a Mandinka bred with a European that bred with the two Igbo Fulani mix, the European and Mandinka mix, right? That's not the same thing, brother.
It doesn't work like that. Tribe is just a culture. It's not
And,
bloodline.
and what?
Tribe is culture, bro.
Okay, but what I'm saying is, I was just using
If Ghana mix
those
with
three
Nigeria,
closely.
if Ghana
I see
Hold
what he's
on.
saying.
I was using those three closely mixed tribes. Now I'm gonna use my anecdotal self, right? All right, my daddy and them is Geechee. Most of their people come from Senegal. That's South Carolina. My mama North Carolina. And we've been able to trace our African ancestor that was brought to Virginia, Jeannie McLean. She was born by two Africans that were Igbo, right? My mom and dad are not the same people, even though they came from the same continent. My mom has a European admixture. My dad don't really have that. So they were still not the same people.
you talking
Five,
about you
three,
talking
two,
about
three
mix
hundred years later.
you're talking about
But we
mixed
talk,
people. When people mix, they can continue to mix and mix away, yes. But what I'm telling you is when
but
Igbo tribe of
we don't even know
Nigeria,
the
you don't let people talk, man. Come on, man.
fact. We're
You
separated
know?
from the
You
culture.
have to
We're
let people
separate. We
talk.
don't
You
even
have
know
to let
nothing
people talk
about.
so we can understand each other.
But I'm
You can't keep talking.
but But I let you talk
All
when
right,
you was
well,
talking
can somebody
peacemaker.
else
I
speak?
never
Because y'all
came off
about to
my
get it
mic.
intimate and it's going to last a long ass time. Go
Can
ahead,
I jump
then.
in real quick now? Okay, so all right, host, can you hear me? Is the host there? Okay, never. All right. So I'm gonna ask a question to people who are Black Americans right
All
now,
right.
including the host. This is my question to y'all. Again, I'm fine with whatever.
Whew.
I'm fine with whatever. This is my question to y'all. When we get those messages from Black Americans saying, "Hey, bro, I hope you're doing well. I did my DNA test and I found you on my DNA test as a third cousin, fourth cousin." What should we tell them? Should we
That have
respond?
nothing to do with
Can I
me.
can I respond? I can't even ask the question.
But I'm giving you an answer. I
Man, I
can't
haven't
speak for
asked the
somebody
question
who
But
yet.
hold on,
hasn't.
Let me. Oh
finish
my
answer the
God,
question,
what is
favorite.
going
Let him
on
finish
Don't
with
answer the
y'all?
question.
yell.
Let him finish answer the question. I want you to respond to this too, Pumpkin.
I can't even ask the question. Let me
Amer-
just ask the question.
Americans are too
But
aggressive,
hold
We're
on,
man.
not stupid, bro. We can catch
It's
on
not about being
quick.
stupid. Allow people
hold
to
on, hold on.
speak. You don't get to interrupt
I
people
feel
every
like I'm
time you
repeating
want to.
myself. Come on,
They're too
y'all.
Like,
aggressive.
what is going on?
Don't
Okay,
worry about
so
it being too aggressive.
I
Don't make
got
it
you.
worse.
So
Go ahead,
my
Trip. Finish.
question was, I've gotten those messages too from Black American or African American, however you want to call them, saying, "Hey, bro, this is the DNA test that I took, and I found that we are third generation, fourth cousin, blah 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 blah." According to y'all, I want y'all who are Black American to tell me, how should I respond? Number
Let's
one,
start
should
with
I tell
Pumpkin. Let's start
them?
with Pumpkin first. Let's start with
No, no,
Pumpkin.
no. The
Go ahead,
question
Pumpkin.
is, should I tell them? Let me just finish. Should I tell them, "Hey, bro, you know what? I hear you, but that was a long time ago. We no longer have anything to do with each other," like Pumpkin just said? Or should I say, "Hey, man, let's meet up. Let's build some kind of relationship. Let us know. I'm cool. I'm cool. Whatever. Y'all tell me."
You want me to go first? I'll go first. I'll
Okay,
go Pumpkin.
first
Now
of
Pumpkin go
all, I
first.
did not say that. You you putting words
Not
in my
you
mouth
throwing shade
now.
on Pumpkin.
No,
Hold on,
so
favorite.
hold on. This is what I'm saying. The Africans that came to America and they have kids and grandkids and so far and so forth, those are our ancestors here. We not denying that we are African descendant. We know that. But what I'm saying is they are our ancestors. So current day, like you born in what, probably in the 80s or whatever. You can't sit here and say those Africans that went over to America, they my ancestor, because your folks came from the straight from the continent. You been on the continent this whole time. You get what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. And it's not to say that I'm not African descendant at all. That's not what I'm saying. But some I don't know if it's a language thing or what. But some of y'all are saying that, yeah, them African Americans, that them Africans say that went to America, not just America, the Jamaica, the Caribbean, South America, they are ancestors. They not. That's all we saying.
But no, but answer this question. So when you have people doing
Oh my
they
bad. I'm just getting in my sister house and stuff. My bad. I want
when
to listen the whole
when you
time.
when you when you said when you have
It
when you
should be
have
one American,
hold on
one
real quick, Peacemaker.
African.
Hold on,
One
hold on,
American.
hold on, hold on. I got it. When you have Black Americans trying to reconnect to Africa via like DNA and like showing that they have like four-fifth cousins removed or whatever, what should continental African do? Should they say, "Yeah, you're not my cousin, leave me alone," or should they try to reconnect and
Can
build
I
something
answer
relationship?
this question? I
Hold
had
on,
to.
dog. Nah, I know you ain't
Hold
just
on a
come up here and
second.
just get off your motherfucking mic like that, dog.
I mean, that's up to you. However you feel. If you feel like you want to connect with African Americans or Caribbeans or whoever on this side of the world, that's up to you. That's a personal choice you have to make. Depending on how you feel. I can't just, answer that. That's up to the individual to make that decision if they want to reconnect or not.
All right, favorite. Go ahead. Answer trip question.
Just don't even respond.
All right. I am.
What up, bro?
Try to whatever Trip was saying. His question was should he if a Black American is trying to reconnect with African Americans, should they? Come on, y'all.
Yeah, I think that the onus is on them. The only if a Black American trying to find his roots, the onus is on them.
Okay.
What you think about that trip?
Now, that's why I'm asking the question. Again, we are trying to have a conversation, right? I
Right.
want to hear from y'all. I know how I will do, but I want to hear from y'all. That's why I'm
Like,
asking the question.
like I found out, Shan, I found out, my ancestor
Please
Jenny
don't touch my
McLean,
box. At
Joe
least let me know
McLean,
when you
they
finna
would
drop me. Like that was corny as
I don't
hell.
know who did it. One of my moms, but I ain't gonna. I don't. But I don't. It ain't gonna happen again. I promise you. But go ahead. Go ahead, Trip. Whoever was talking.
Jenny and Joe McLean, they were Igbo, right? So if I find an Igbo person and be like, hey bro, won't you tell me some of y'all history? Do you think he should willingly tell me that shit? Is his ancestors that stayed in Igbo land, are they my ancestors as well?
Right. So the problem is when they reach out, they usually send the DNA test also so you can see the connection. A lot of Black Americans are an amalgamation of multiple tribes. However, I've seen people who are 91% Cameroonian. The lady that reached out to me, she's 91% Cameroonian, right? Again, I'll respond, but I want you all to respond first.
I'll
How is
respond.
that possible? Somebody 91% Cameroonian. They recently just left from the continent.
She also has some admixture, 90%, 9%. But again, she was not there was no evidence to suggest that she was actually African. No evidence.
I mean, so are you saying? Hold on, hold on.
Yeah,
Are
say
you
that
saying
one
she's
more time.
91% African overall, or 91% a Pacific tribe in Africa? You said Cameroonian.
She was 91% from the Bamileke tribe in Cameroon, correct?
So that meant that she's African. Like her family recently came from the continent.
Well, so the thing is, there are people who got here in the early 1800. We can concede to that point, right? They did, right?
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Finish. You want me to like? So I don't know. I haven't really. I don't want to acquiesce to a faulty premise because I've never really seen some a Black American African American being 90 something percent of just one tribe. I didn't seen probably like the highest probably like 40-50%, like if that, like, you know what I'm saying, and then breaks down whatever. But I have seen 90s overall sub-Saharan DNA. But I'll answer this, right? I'll say reconnect. Like I'm not for the forgetting your family that you have in Africa that you no longer connect with via the translation. Rather, it's from them selling you off, or what I'm saying, or whatever part they had to take into us being over here, right? It should be more so up to us, right? We are the ones that endure that fatal, what I'm saying, that fatal destination where our ancestors came over here and were brutally traumatized for hundreds of years, right? So the question would be, what would we rather connect, and should we or should we not? Because at the end of the day, that tie was severed the moment the other African tribes partake in the translated slave trade that sent us off to our doom. You know what I'm saying? That landed us up here. Now we 300, 400 years later in America, and we're having this discussion, right? So that's where I think it should be highlighted as, right? It's not like we left on the boat, we waved off to y'all, we say, yo, we'll see you later, we're gonna keep in contact, we're gonna send pigeons and all that, we're gonna come back, you know what I'm saying, one summer, one time out the year, you know what I'm saying, or we come every 2 years or whatever. It was complete isolation, forcefully, from my own people for hundreds of years, right? So that's the caveat. I always just wanted for that to be the premise of what should we do, not so much as like what should y'all do. You know what I'm saying? Y'all should either stand on it, like, we sold y'all off, so we good on y'all, or we're gonna embrace you guys, and we're gonna apologize for what we did, and can we make something? It's like a dad, in a sense, you know him not being his child life, is it really up to the child to seek the father? But yo, dad, why you never was in my life? What happened? Why you left me or whatever? Or should it be up to the dad to rekindle that relationship the best way he can, if he can at all? And 9 times out of 10, you really just can't. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that would be my answer to that.
I got you.
But
I just, the reason why I'm asking the question is because we have these version of telling history sometimes that's just black or white, right? It's very binary to where we just go, well, we are an amalgamation of multiple tribes and we pretend as if that is the history of every single person, which is not correct. Some people are an amalgamation of maybe 2 tribes, maybe 3. Some people are 4, 5, 6, and that's not, and
right.
that ain't no different on the continent. Also, on the continent, you would see an Igbo who somebody has an echo. I'm not sure if that's me, but is it me? Maybe it's myself. I don't know. On the continent, you will see people who are 90%, 99% Yoruba, for example, and you will see guys like me on the continent who are Nigerian, Congolese, and all that stuff. That it all depends. It's not exactly black or white. In my case, when I look at the DNA test, that's some Black Americans sent to me. A Jamaican also sent me something like that. A Haitian sent me something. And I can share that with y'all also. I don't mind sharing it. It's almost like, okay, I'm like, oh wow. How do I respond? Sometimes I don't want to respond. I'm like, how do I respond? And when I come on panel and we having this conversation, when people are saying, well, when they left the boat, that was it. I'm like, I don't know, man. That's again, I'm here to learn also. I'm here to learn. That's why I'm happy.
Someone asked you that y'all have some type of DNA ties. That's between you and them. Like, this is so boring, bro. Take care of your business. Ignore it or not. On to the next. Please, can the new person answer the prompt?
Please, can you pass the
Hold
mic
on,
around
hold on.
sometime so other people can talk too? Jesus Christ.
She was talking the
I
entire time
I
y'all was
wanted
talking.
I
I'm not
wanted
sure
to
why she have an issue.
respond to Trip because I mean I don't who has the a high. I just still can't get over the fact that you talking about somebody had a high percentage of one ethnic group that's been over here in America. Like the only case I can think of is probably amongst the Gullah Geechee, the ones that live isolated or whatever. Now I can't speak for like Haiti and Jamaica. Like that's you know what I'm saying. I can speak for like more in the United States, but
But pumpkin, some people got 3 generations removed from Africa. 1, 2, 3, literally, and they're Black American too. Like,
Trip, let me ask you,
okay, got it.
when did the last slave ship docked in America? What date?
That was the cold tale that I believe y'all can fact check me on this. Can we agree that was the cold tale first
Yeah,
before?
Yeah, yes, yeah, no,
1886, 87, one of
1860.
Right.
1860. Okay.
People are
1860.
looking 3
yeah, it
generations
was
removed.
right before the Civil War. I
Okay,
mean, my bad. Down Civil
so
WAR.
people that their relatives, came on that boat may pretty much still have heavy Black African genetics. Now we're talking about 1860.
That's why I said the story is not black or
You know,
white, guys. It's not. It's not black or white. It's just not.
but see, Americans, you can get away and be whatever you want to be. But just make sense doing it. We're not holding you. We're not asking you not to. Even in Africa today, some people walk away from family, say they no longer want to be part of this family. You can go, but don't lie about it, because human beings are not animals. We have
First of all,
brains.
I didn't
You
make a
know,
choice. I
you
think it was
know.
forced because your people traded
Nobody
my
forced you
people.
anything. You can still go. Go.
Oh,
You
favor,
sound
you back
stupid.
African now?
No, you can
No, I'm
go.
not. What are you talking about?
You said your people traded my people.
Do I have a percentage? Yes. When I found out
Okay.
of my own, it's a I'm not fully of anything. What is funny about that shit? Because I hate y'all because you traded my people off strictly in Nigeria. So my history is going to be
We don't have no
factual. I
regrets
don't have
about that.
no. Stop talking to me. You always want to
He
talk
said he
before
don't
I
have
bring
no. He
that
said he
up.
don't have no regrets. So
I don't
here
have
you
no
go,
regrets at
Exactly. He don't
all.
have no regrets.
Right.
And
Not
I can
not at
sit
all,
anywhere I
because that's
motherfucking please.
we're talking about 1500s. That's what
And I'm
had to
talking
happen.
about this. This is
That's
what I
what
wanted
to
to say
happen
because
at
I'm
that
listening.
time.
I don't
That's
hear
what
any unification. I
I
hear
don't want.
assumptions
I
of
don't
people.
want
What
it either.
about? Why
You
are
hear
you
me?
over talking me? Do you have some type of self control?
have you heard me talking
Do
about
you have self
unification?
control?
You know,
Do you have
you
self
people make
control?
it like you're important. You're not important
To I am.
to
Where did
yourself,
I
not to
say
me.
anywhere? I always say I'm black. I don't
This is
understand.
my first time really interacting with you, and you won't really
Okay, so
like
what
you
was
won't
your
really
purpose? Like, do you got
because
Tourette's or
in the
something? You just
nah.
blurted something out.
I see. I'm not tripping. I think the whole conversation you've
Oh
been talking
yeah,
from a
yeah, you tripping
pretendian.
hard. Like I don't know
You've
what
been
you got
talking
going
from
on.
a pretendian
I'm not.
aspect.
I never said a pretendian.
Man,
Nah, I don't think. Nah, nah. I
my
don't think Favor
question
has
was
it. She just
towards
more.
unification. My question was about how can
No,
we.
I'm more of a realist. I'm
Well,
more of a
She
realist
more.
in where I
Hold on, real
stand.
quick. Hold on, real quick, y'all. My fault, Trip. I'm gonna let you. It's like she's on the standpoint of like, yo, y'all sold me off. I don't want nothing to do with y'all no more. Right? See,
Exactly.
that's where she at with it. She's standing on it,
No, I
and
got you.
Yeah,
I can't be
yeah,
mad
yeah.
at her. If she want to stand on that, then I'm with you, sis. You
We're
know what I'm
not
Because
mad
saying?
at her.
I
She
want to
can
tell you,
go.
by lookership. I did all this identifying on my own besides TikTok, Twitter, and all that. During my people came from Alabama, Mississippi during the Great Migration, went up to the Midwest. Never have I ever heard any Pan African attachment, dashiki or anything. But my looks are unique. You understand? By the time I got up in age and majored in philosophy and got to the source of things, I'm matching lookership to other places and races. You get what I'm saying? Even doing DNA and now my genealogy. But it comes to the fact of is that it was an Atlantic slave trade. You traded my people off. I'm not gonna go back to you. This is the curse that you guys made. This is and it is what it is. We'll
Why
never
you
be
keep
connected.
repeating the same thing?
Cause I just wanted to put it out there
Nobody
for the
asking you
people
to come
who
back.
stand on that. Because you can see you're talking about the
Nobody
1860
asking you.
vote.
The people
You can say this and that, but these people don't attach to that.
that
There's a
want
lot of
to
people that
come
don't
back
attach to that.
already in Africa as we speak.
Go find those people that
Nobody
attach to that.
asking you. Nobody looking for
Okay,
you.
can I say something real quick? So everybody's not created equal. How she feel may not be what the next person feel, but she has that right to,
It's
you
validated.
know, feel that way because in her eyes, you know, continent African soul of the African, and you know what I'm saying. But
Exactly.
like
Exactly.
me personally, I see more nuance to it. I know there's more to, you know, the story than they just sold us, you know what I'm saying, especially like out of militia, you know, being, you know what I'm saying, like out of some evil shit. I don't necessarily see it like that. I know it's way more nuance or whatever, you know. But you know, I don't know. So, so basically, what I'm saying is that when you hear her speak, don't, you know what I'm saying, like judge her and judge all the other Black Americans. You get what I'm saying? Because
It's because she's
everybody don't.
lying.
Hold on,
No, I'm
Because
not.
peacemaker. Hold on, peacemaker.
some
Because
people were
everybody
banished.
don't share her
I
same
learned this in
way
the
of
second grade. It
thinking.
said slave trade. TRADE. What does trade mean? Trading off.
Trade means
And
when
you
you
guys are
banish
so
people.
slow that you
Trade,
traded off to the enemy. They
trade
came back and
means
took some more.
trade
Stupid. You should
means
have kept us there, and then
you
maybe
don't
we
let
would have been a
people
better
talk. That's
place.
the
But this is
problem.
the curse y'all made, and now we turn water into
That
wine
curse
and
is
made it
on
so
you. That curse
divine.
is not
And
on
then you
me.
got Shabonky
That
trying to
curse is on
cosplay it.
you. That curse
Next,
is on you.
next. Happy
That's why
Black
they
History
sold
Month.
you.
Bye
That's why they
bye.
sold you.
Okay, y'all.
It's the reason why they sold you.
Let's get back on some
All
type of
right. So
information.
us
You want to say something?
go ahead. Yep. Go ahead.
Yeah. So lot of those slaves, they got captured because they were slave trader and they got weapon and they work some deal with some of those kings, so it's not like everybody got sold, everybody got captured. And
Exactly.
a lot of people they migrated to Central Africa because they were running away from the slave trader, my people. So yeah, I just want to
They
say
talk
this.
a bunch of nonsense that they
I
don't even
mean,
know.
yeah, that
You
too.
know.
Like, no, I mean, is there once again? I say it's more nuance. Like, it was both going on. The
But
African so. Hold
Kodachi, let me
on,
ask you
peacemaker,
when you
peacemaker.
finish. Let me ask you when you finish.
Okay, so Africans was selling Africans, and also, the Europeans, you know, was capturing folks too. You know, it was both was going on. You know.
Okay. Okay. Let me ask you how many parties were involved in the slave trading.
What do you mean,
In your
like
mind,
European?
how many
European?
parties was it? Portuguese in Africa collecting people and selling it to the Europeans, moving them. Even the small hat had a ship. All of them were involved doing these things. You see, okay, the people that moved from UK, the white people that moved from UK to America, to Canada, to Australia, how come were they banished or were they sold? The white people that moved from UK to Canada, to Australia, to America, were they banished or were they sold? You
You said
people just
Can I
who?
making
can I say
making up
something also,
stories.
Peacemaker? Can I say
Well, I
something quickly,
mean,
Peacemaker?
some of
Go ahead, Quinn.
them
You just got here. Go ahead, bro.
some of them were banished, and some of them obviously it was a lucrative trade. Like the small hat, some of them were willful
Hold
participants.
up. I thought this
You know what
talk
I mean?
was for Black Americans.
Oh,
You're you're not Black
Yeah,
American.
but
You
You're
you
not
were
ain't
even
Black
Black.
banished.
American
You're
either.
not even
why would
Black
the Cha
English.
Cha
I'm Black
slander, bro?
American. My grandfather's from North Carolina.
You were banished, man.
Okay.
Portuguese sold you, not us. You were banished as enemy combatant. Portuguese and small hat, they're the one that sold you to the Europeans and to Americans. So don't
So
stop
y'all were
blaming
good.
us.
Hold on.
Y'all were good to them. Y'all were good old
Peace.
boys to them, and we
Yeah,
rebelled.
stop
Hold
We
blaming
on.
us,
rebelled,
Peace.
so y'all
man.
sold us off.
Peacemaker. I had a phone
Exactly.
call. I had a phone call. You said you want to ask me a question
Yes, yes,
about.
yeah. I asked you how many parties were
Yo, the
involved
shit
in the
Booker
slave,
knows yet.
since it
Yeah,
was
big
called
up
slave
North
trading.
Carolina.
Since it was called slave trading, how many parties, in your mind, you don't have to be accurate, how many parties you think were involved, like factions of people in a business?
Okay, so there'll be the Africans on the continent, and there'll be the Europeans, which would be Spanish, Portuguese, English, British, whatever. I don't know what they call themselves, Dutch, and who else?
Small hat.
Yeah, you can say small hats too, them.
Okay. Okay.
And
Okay. Was it possible
I think
that
that's it.
was it possible that African participation was handing people over? You know, like enemy combatants, their enemy tribes that they're fighting with. Do you think it was possible that they were handing them over to banish to the Europeans and the small hat make business out of it?
Yeah,
Was it possible?
Yeah, of course they made business out of it. They didn't just hand them over empty handed. They hand them over for some traded good or money or whatever. It wasn't, they ain't just hand them over for free.
So do you know what
That's the
do
whole
you know what
purpose of
banishment?
the slave trade.
Do
That's
you
the
know
part of
what
the trade.
banishment? Do you know what banishment is? Because we're doing it until today. We're doing it until today. We banish people. There are crimes you commit in my village. We banish you. Say, leave this village and never come back. If you come back, we may unalive you.
Yeah, I get that, and also
Okay.
it was there
Okay
was
then.
casualties of wars too. Like y'all let the Europeans get in there and divide and conquer. Y'all
Okay.
fighting each
Yes,
other, and
sometimes
y'all
people were.
sold the captives. Like I mean, that's why I say it's not no one answer to this. It's very nuanced. It's not no one
But
answer.
Pumpkin, even him saying that, why would he want to connect with us? What is this debate
I
for
don't want to
then?
connect with you. Why you keep saying that? The
Because
people that
that's what
I'm
the
a
prompt is
continent.
about. That's what the prompt
I
is
am a
about. Stay
continent. You are a
focused.
neighborhood. I'm a
It don't matter.
continent. You
My
are a
granny told me
neighborhood.
we was Cherokee
The
anyway. That's
people
another
that
plot
want to
twist. I don't give a
connect,
fuck.
the people that want to connect already in Africa, you cannot stop them. They're already
What are
living
you here
there.
for?
They're already doing business over there. They're still
Stop
planning
spitting
to
in your
move to
phone.
Africa. You know, you're not going to stop it. You don't need to go.
What happened? Did somebody drop him?
Thank you.
Y'all don't be dropping like that now. Dang, don't do that.
come on now, y'all. Come on, see, I'm trying to go bring. I'm trying to bring up a narrative real quick, so we can. You know what I'm
I don't know if
saying?
somebody
Understand?
drop him or
Yeah,
what.
because she's salty. That's why.
Have my power. Shut your fat ass
She's
up.
salty.
Like a Midwest lingo. Wow. Just gets worse and worse, bro.
Look, y'all
Cringing.
start y'all start dropping Peacemaker, y'all. Dang, don't do that. I mean,
Yeah,
it's a part of the conversation. Like, you know,
yeah, cause
I understand that y'all y'all ain't gonna agree, but don't just be dropping folks, y'all. Y'all turning folks out from the live.
yeah, cause Peacemaker brings some knowledge though. You talk about it stuff
No,
that
I don't agree
everybody
with
can
that.
learn.
I don't agree with that. Like, he bring no knowledge. He just Peacemaker is a
Yes, he
troublemaker.
does.
No, he's a troublemaker. But still, though,
Not really. He's
he
passionate.
don't need to be dropped though. Still,
So I'm
gotta
gonna just
wait
say
till the
this.
host come back
Okay.
to let y'all back up.
Just saying, but let me say this real quick. During the Great Migration, anyway, it's crazy because in the South and the Midwest, like nobody was heavily into that African, like representing stuff. We didn't grow up that way. We didn't grow up that we had any attachment to them. And most of us are gonna say our great grandmother said we are Cherokee and other different tribes. I done seen plenty of black people from my city say that they're Blackfoot, Cherokee, and all that, and they look just like me with red skin or deeper tone, red hue to their skin. So it's just like at the end of the day, y'all just gonna have to pay that fee to get into the black community, bro. Cause all this other stuff y'all talking about, it's like bring some people here that wants to connect with y'all or something. I don't get it. Cause it's just gonna be dry arguing. Like,
Yeah, but when you are indigenous to a land, that means your people migrated to that land, but they just stay there for a very long time. You know, so you
Our
don't
people
We
didn't
always
you
come back
migrate.
to indigenous, man. How? We can never have a
yeah.
conversation without talking about that?
But
How?
that's what I'm trying to say though, cause we got the migration pattern of our people, and we have a tribal language, we have a village, and we can trace back to 6 BC. If you don't have that, then you don't know yourself. And
Okay.
even the
Bro, we
Cherokee
have a
is an
prompt though. Like
English
this is
word.
so off topic. We have a prompt. Can we talk about the prompt? Like I'm not sure why we always find our way back to
yeah, that wasn't for y'all. Can you calm
Then they
down, sister?
come back and we let folks up because I guess they
I was
dropping
really talking
folks.
to the American people, not you. You're way on the other
Oh no,
side
y'all
of the
dropping
world,
people. Come
bro.
on, y'all. See what I'm saying?
Uh,
Listen, I'll take I'll take the mod shit away. I ain't gonna lie. I'll take the mod shit away. I promise you.
but I'm gonna be honest with you though, gang. It does connect, especially people like us. Like we're too far into
Where
American.
Peacemaker
You
at?
know, we might as well. Yeah, like I don't know.
Bring Peacemaker back.
What
Come
you got? What
on.
you got, Donnie?
Hold on. Let me see. Let me
God,
show you. I
no.
got Venture Smith real quick. Hold on. I'm gonna just. And this is just for some people that probably haven't seen this narrative. Hold on. Before let me see. My fault. I'm tripping. Let me get this right. Let me work out real quick. I'm gonna work out. Is it this? That's not that. Hold on. My fault. It's this right here. Right, and this is a narrative of an African man that wrote that had an interview back in the 1800s or like the late 1700s about how he got to the Americas, right? And his name is Venture Smith, right? He said, I was born at Dunkador in Guinea about the year 1729. My father name was Songoro Pharaoh, prince of the tribe of Dunkador. My father had three wives. Polygamy was not uncommon in the country, especially among the rich, as every man was allowed to keep as many wives as he could. Right. So he just showed. I'm just highlighting where he came from, but the story goes in more, and it shows him how he wind up being put in a situation. He said, uh, he said, I lived in the preceding year and a place we have been invaded by numerous army from a land not far distance, furnished with musical instruments and all kinds of arms. Then in use that they were instigated by some white nation who equipped and sent them to subdue and possess the country. That his nation had made no preparation for war, having been for a long time in profound peace, and they could not defend themselves against such a formidable train of invaders, and must therefore necessarily evacuate their land to the fierce army and fly to the protection of some chief, and that if he would permit them, they could come under the rule and protection when he had no threat of his own possessions. He was a kind and merciful prince, and therefore consented to the proposal, right? So he said he had secretly returned to the nation with the message before the role of the people were obligated to retreat of the country and came to my father's domain. He gave them every privilege and all the protection of his government he could afford, but they had not been there longer than 4 days before news came to them that the invader had laid waste their country and were coming steeply to destroy them in their father's territory. This affirmed them, and therefore they immediately pushed out of the southward into the unknown countries where they were never more heard of. 2 days after their retreat, the reports turned out to be true. A dispatchman from the enemy came to my father and informed him that the whole army was encamped not far out the domain, and he would invade the territory and deprive his people of their liberties and rights if he did not comply with the following terms that were to pay them a large sum of money, 300 fat cattle, and a great number of goats, sheep, and asses. My father told the messenger that he could comply rather than that his subjects should be deprived of their rights and privileges, which he were not, and then them circumstances to defend from a sudden invasion. Upon turning over those articles, the enemy pledged their faith and honor that they would not attack him. On those he replied, and therefore thought it unnecessary to be in his arm against the enemy, but their plagues of faith and honor proved bitter, and those of other unprincipled hostile nations. For a few days after, certain retaliations of the king came and informed him that the army, who the terms of accommodation to him and received tribute to their satisfaction, mediated the attack upon the subject by surprise, and that they probably would commence their attack in less than 1 day, and concluded with the visiting him as he was not prepared for war and ordered a speedy retreat of his family of subjects. He complied with those orders, right? So Sango Pharaoh, him and his father, they came to him. They said, "Yo, we got this other tribe coming. They pillaged this tribe. Y'all get out of town." He said, "Okay." He went to another prince. He went to another chief's town. He went underneath their control. The same people that was pillaging, that had all the arms and musical instrument from the Europeans, went to that tribe. They like, listen, give us 300 goats, some sheep, and some asses, and 500 or whatever, 300 cattle. We not gonna subjugate y'all. He wind up turning all that over for them to not hold on to their word and still attack them. Once and I it keep going on, but this book is this. What's hold on?
Hey Donnie, look, I'm finna drop down, but somebody trying to request up, and I think they private, and only the host can bring them up. So I'm gonna drop down. You let him up,
Okay, all right,
okay? Cause I gotta go to an appointment anyway.
okay. So this book is called The Narrative. Hold on, let me see. Make sure I just want. I'm tripping. This is what it's called: A Narrative of the Life of Venture and the Adventures of Venture, a native of Africa, but revived above 60 years in the United States of America. This was in 1798. All right. So this is just, one of our ancestors that knew his name, that was interviewed, knew his father's name, knew his mother's name, him mentally documenting his, from when he was 6 years old or seven, one of them, from what happened when he was in Africa that brought him to America and his life all the way through America till he was being interviewed, right? So we have to understand that this is what actually happened, right? Other neighboring tribes took up arms with the European, made deals to, have a certain amount of slaves or whatever they thought it was at the time, subjects, and hand them over. So what they'll do is they'll pillage the tribe, like get their people, and then let a couple loose. They'll go to neighboring tribes like, yo, listen, these people is coming. They got all these arms. They come with these instruments. They, you know what I'm saying? They coming, right? They was in profound peacefulness, so they didn't have any time to prepare for war, right? Or any subtle attacks. So they came to them like, yo, we're not gonna attack and we're not gonna subjugate your people and deprive them of all their liberties if you give us, you know, or whatever accommodation is. 9 times out of 10, right? They acquiesced to the accommodation and gave them what they needed, and they still went behind them and pillaged them and sold them off to the white nation. If you don't really think that's some real wild crazy shit, that's crazy, yo. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's real crazy. And his father wound up dying. Unalive, I'm sorry. Wow, I'm tripping. Unalive and then all that stuff like that. And then he got brought to America, got put on a slave ship, and got sent all over. You know what I'm saying? And that's real crazy. And that's at the height of slavery too. Like in 1730, 1740, that's at like the height. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of real, you know, for our brothers and sisters, that's what you gotta like the realization of that's just what it is, right? It's not really any nuance. It's just however what narrative we want to take it. You know what I'm saying? And Favorite, she's at the point where she want to take it to the highest extent where it's like, yo, right here, this is one of my ancestors. This was happened to millions, hundreds of thousands of our ancestors. You know what I'm saying? And she want to be at the point where she don't want no part. And me personally, I don't feel like that wholeheartedly, entirely, but definitely some part of me can feel for, you know what I'm saying, my African ancestors that I had to go through this. So if anybody want to chime in or whatever, or further conversation, feel free. Did it say European? No, it's a white nation. So yeah, European nation armed them, and they went around pillaging other tribes and stuff like that. Princes and stuff like that, and chiefs and all that. So
Yeah,
and
cause
that's
see,
there how
it
be.
was a listen. It was like your prompt, right? Your prompt was like very complex and it was open, like it was good for debate. But when people nitpick and micro size it, it's like this doesn't have nothing to do with me now. You know what I'm saying? So it's like now it's just like cringing. Cause see, that's why people leave. Now it's cringing. And go find those people that got off that boat who had answers that got off that boat. Mine didn't though. You know what I'm saying? So
Them
it's just
niggas will never find them people.
yeah, so I just said that to say, and it's like we're so complex, you know, but now you have people like this person, I guess I'm assuming that's him, who want a destiny swap, and it's like, fuck it, we're forced it. Like we can't, you know what I'm saying? Be like that, we're just gonna pretend to be like them. Like, why don't y'all get on that? Why can't y'all bring y'all culture and y'all tribe and stuff and represent it here? Whatever you know what I'm saying? You don't have to cosplay us. It's weird. And then there's conflict. Talking about we're immigrants. They could not have been referring to us, who's been of this land. It's gonna get to the point where like my kids. It's like there's not even gonna be African descent. We've been here for so long. It's like I was born in this state, in that state. That's what I was saying earlier. You could be from Chicago. I'm from Cleveland. We have our own teams. We have our own representation of our own even state. You know what I'm saying? And then here y'all come saying, oh, we're gonna you're black, we're black. You know, that's where it's like you're overstepping boundaries. So now you're calling yourself black. Never have I heard an African say like I'm black. Never. And never had I had my family or nobody who was black American like me wear dashikis to represent the African culture. These are people that came from the Great Migration, that came from the South. You would think if they came from the South and all this chattel slavery and everything was about, they would have some type of representation of Africanness. But instead, I was told I was indigenous. But that was a whole different. That's a whole
Hold on
different
real
topic.
quick.
That's
Hold
not
on real
supposed to be
quick,
brought up.
Favorite. Hold on real quick. So we got Obi. He in the comments said He said y'all are immigrants. You got naturalized not too
Oh,
long
like
ago.
Peacemaker.
Act like it. What do y'all feel about that? I'll start with Zeke real quick. Zeke, how you feel about that?
Sorry, can you repeat that again?
So
Just
Obi in the comments he said y'all are immigrants. You got naturalized not too long ago.
all right.
Act like it. How do you feel about that?
He is 100% incorrect because
Absolutely.
if we're going off of the term immigrant, it's very specific. It means you left one country and permanently resettled in another country. Black Americans were here during the conception of the country and before the country even existed. We are not immigrants.
Okay, keep expounding. So, like, go ahead.
I mean,
Like, what do you like? So, when somebody, so they be like, "Oh, what do you mean by inception?" Or, "What do you mean before the country like started?" Like,
I'm
go ahead.
saying prior to what we know as the United States, we were here. I'm not talking about Native Americans, American Indians, even if you, whatever talking point you want to use, we were here prior to 1776. We were here during the creation of the country. All right. If you can't, it's not like, see, what people are really saying is they're using the wrong term. What they need to say is, if, we go with what we've been taught through history, mainstream history, you would say that nobody was on the land at one point. Everybody came to that land. That's not the same as saying, that's not the same as calling someone an immigrant, because the word immigrant, it literally means you left a country and went to another country. We were here before there was a country.
Okay, okay. I'm with that. I like that. Uh. Anybody else want to respond to that? Like, far as the immigrant, because we definitely
Yeah,
not immigrants.
you have a question. So if you were here, like, where did your people came from? Did God just create your ancestor and
Listen,
put him in America? Where did your people come from? Because you got some migration pattern. You gotta have that.
look at the word you just used. You said migration. That is different from immigrant. That's what I'm saying. You guys are using the wrong terms. You have to be clear on what you're saying so people can understand. A lot of people don't really truly, I'm realizing, I thought everybody knew it. A lot of people don't know what that word means. So by definition, no, if you want to say, oh, everybody came from a different place, a different land, then sure. Because if you want to look at it like this, Africa, when let's just use the history that we were taught. Africa, where they say we came from, there weren't even countries. You get what I'm saying? So we're not even leaving a country to go to another one. So that's what I'm saying. It's almost like being a nomad, almost essentially at that point. You don't have no.
Can I add this too? With the transatlantic slavery, you wasn't coming over. The slaves that were coming over here, they wasn't coming over here as people. They was coming over here as products. So even then, you were imports, not immigrate, and like not migrants. That's the thing that people keep forgetting. The slaves that were coming over here weren't even considered human. They were considered property. They were considered products. They weren't considered human, nor did they migrate over here. They were imports, not following a migration pattern. So there's that. And Zeke is correct. A lot of that stuff was happening before 1776, when the Constitution was written and formulated, what we now call the United States of America. We were all here before that point. So that's what makes us foundationally indigenous, or whatever you want to make it out to be. It's not a regular situation where people voluntarily got on those boats. No, they were the property of whatever European got a receipt for them, and there's that in our land.
Yeah, but that's my question though. I said where you came from. Because everybody
Well,
came
that
from
listen,
somewhere.
listen. That's the beauty
Everybody
of
came
it.
from somewhere.
Listen. That's the beauty of it because it's none of your concern. We could be whatever we want to be. How about that?
And even to add on to that, like, what does that have to do with anything we're talking about, sir?
Top of that, that's why we're Black American. We're here in America. We have no parts of you.
So,
Back to
for
square one.
example,
Look, the
so let's just say I'm gonna answer your question. Set. Listen. Okay, so I'm gonna go with what you're saying. Okay, before the 1500s, let's just go with we all came from Africa. Okay, so what now?
but that's why we know though, because most part of the history is been lost, and slavery started since the beginning of the time.
No,
The
but I'm saying what
islanders
is
they
your
were
point?
doing it.
I'm saying what is your point in saying that?
Like go deeper though. You go deeper. Your
Deeper
ancestors
for
are African still.
okay,
And say
okay, but
that.
listen, listen, hold on. Even if that is the case, right? Even if that is the case, what does that have to do with what we're talking about?
It's still part of it.
It had in what way?
Did you read the prompt? 'Cause
I did read the
did you?
prompt.
Yeah. So that's what we're talking about. Like
It is to
a
shade.
black
Mike,
American,
you're right. It is to shade.
black American. The ancestor are African. You can't deny it.
Who is
You
What's
can't
denying?
up?
prove
Hold
it.
on. Nobody's denying. I'm not denying anything. I'm not denying any of those things. I'm saying we are our own
Him.
people. So, in terms of the prompt, I can't remember exactly how it went with the two questions, but we're not, yes, we are not immigrants, but we are still our own
Let
distinct
me let
people.
me let me speak exactly. When you say where do y'all come from? Well, I was born here in the land in the Midwest. But for another thing, can you mute your mic, please, buddy? There's no DNA to go back enough, no genealogy back enough. That's why people ask funny questions like, well, who are your ancestors in the 15 or 1600s? We don't know. Let's say, quote unquote, that's where the indigenous people come from. Well, maybe we're just from here. We're from here and fuck yeah.
And Trip, can you join up? Because I really want to talk to you. I hear what you're saying in the comments. I really just need to, we need to clear some things up.
It's all good.
Yeah. So just talk about the stuff you know. Don't stop talking about the stuff you don't really know because most part of
What we're trying to tell you because
human
you don't know
history
because your
is been
ancestors
lost.
did not go through this. You're from the outside looking in, nitpicking. Please go away. It's weird and forced.
Just because we have ancestry to Africa doesn't mean we have the same story. You understand that, right?
I understand that to some degree, but we talk about ancestor according to the
We're
prompt,
talking about Black Americans, okay?
which have African ancestors, ties on of them.
I have no attachment. Even doing my DNA genealogy, I don't have any African cousin. I don't have anything of Daishiki or Tiki Hutness. Sorry, I don't know how to say it
You
in a
you
nice way.
you you don't know your
I don't
tribe
have no ancestors.
language. You don't know your
It's
tribe
there.
language. You call
Who
yourself
cares,
black. That's
bro?
an
Who
English word. That's
cares?
a white people word.
Okay,
Why
and
you
you
gotta call
understand,
yourself like black
set,
in the
set,
English
set,
terms? Call
set,
yourself black in
okay,
your in
set,
your in your language.
set, okay. Listen, you know the history, right? Let's not play stupid. You understand how long we have been here according to history. You understand that. So why are you saying what you're saying? We know why we're called black. So that's my point. You're not really adding to the conversation at all. You're just trying to keep it on to everybody's African. That's not what
No,
this
she
is
was
about.
attacking me. She was attacking me. I gotta respond.
No, she
You heard what
wasn't.
she
Don't do
said.
that. Don't do that. She was not attacking you, sir. And in fact, I think based off of what people are saying and doing, she's handling herself quite well with well restraint. See, this is the victimhood that I be talking about. Y'all spread that hate word a little bit too thin, and now you accusing this young lady for doing something that she's not doing. I think based off of what you're saying and what people are saying in the chat, especially those who host panels every day talking about us, she's handling herself well, if you ask me.
Can
Don't
I
don't
step
You,
in?
don't accuse her of
Miss, you can
attacking you.
hear she dislike African. You can hear that in her voice, and she's been
It
attacking
doesn't.
every
Okay,
African on the panel.
But that's
we're
not
gonna
an
move
So we
on.
attack,
We
gotta
got
we
new
though.
gotta
people on
defend
the
ourselves.
panel, sir.
But she's
Set, we're gonna
right
move on. We got new
about
people
Yeah,
in the
that.
battle.
yeah, we're gonna move on, Sid.
Let's go ahead and move on. We got new people. I'm sorry, Smokey. You said you wanted to chime in.
Yeah. Well, I'm okay with black people identifying themselves with whatever it suits them. I'm okay with black people fighting for whatever they deem is right. I'm okay with black people denying whatever they feel like they don't associate with, right? But when it comes to human race, it evolved from Africa. Human race evolves from the southern part and the eastern part of Africa. You can look it up if you think I'm lying, or I can visually show it to you. Now, Africans have the black race, right? Of which some of African, I don't know what to call you because you don't want to be African so bad, and that's okay. So I don't want to trigger you, thus dropping me or muting me. But what I'm
If it's
saying
me,
is,
just call me American.
first
Just
of
go
all,
ahead. Just go ahead. Just go ahead. Finish.
I
Finish
don't
talking.
give a shit about you. I don't even know who you are or what
Oh,
you
okay. I'm
or
gonna
Hold
let
on,
this
or.
favor.
slide.
Hold on.
Okay,
Hold on,
let's
favor.
keep
Just
it
let her get it
cordial.
off.
Let's
Come
keep it
on,
let's keep
Queen.
it cordial. You just
Yeah,
go ahead
keep it
and
cordial.
But
finish
she
what
needs to
y'all
have
talking about, everybody.
decorum.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. There's
Well,
no.
okay, but
She
you
needs.
also can't come on here and start, throwing on implications on the people, right? So I think you were landing your
First
plane.
of all, that
Go ahead.
gaslighting session won't work on me. I
Nobody's
respected
gaslighting you,
everybody. I
man.
was
Just
still
you could just go ahead and
submitting. So you're
you can
not
just go ahead
gonna
and finish up.
hold on, hold on.
Okay, okie dokie. All right. We're not doing that shit today, bro. I'm sorry.
Come on,
I'll address
y'all.
it.
Who want to come? Oh, Zeke. Yeah. Then I.
Uh,
That's probably not even a real person. Yo, help top. Who you?
Yeah, I'm brown.
Hey,
You said what?
I'm
hey,
brown.
You brown? What that mean? What?
It's a name. I'm brown.
What's your ethnic group?
I'm Ghanaian.
All right, good money. All right, answer the prompt real quick, if you don't mind.
Yeah, we're the ancestor of Black American immigrants. Why do some Africans think that the Africans that came to America is their ancestors? Yeah, so I think the prompt is a little bit misleading, right?
Start with the first one. Start with the first one. The first one, and then tell me what you think about it.
Oh, the first one.
Yep, start with the first one. Tell me what you think about it.
We're the ancestors of Black African Americans immigrants. So, based on history, right? What I actually think about is we're not immigrants. The ancestors of Black Americans are not immigrants. I don't know if that I should tell you why, but the reason why I would say the second one is misleading. Why do some Africans think that Africans that came to America is their ancestors?
Well, hold on, right? I want you to. So why don't you think Black African Americans are immigrants? Let's start. And once you finish that, and then you go to the next one.
Wait, yeah, do you hear me?
Yeah. So do you think they're immigrants or do you not think they're immigrants? What's your thoughts?
I don't think they're immigrants though.
And tell us why.
So, history wise, right? Because with this one, it boils down to history. Everyone, you guys actually grew up here. This is all you know, right? And that's why whenever I hear a Black American actually saying that they are not immigrants, I understand a little bit part of it because this is what you guys know. We grew up somewhere else, or even our lineage. We could see our lineage like Africans and all that, but the normal average Black American, until the ancestry thing come, you guys don't really know exactly where you guys come from, right? So saying you're 100% immigrants on a neutral side, that doesn't make sense to me. But we all know that you can't talk about Black Americans without talking about Africa because regardless of how much you don't like it, it's part of the history. That's where it started. And the slave thing and all of that, like selling out and all, is all part of the history. And it boils down to the question where people were saying, is it even necessary to highlight or emphasize on a little bit of Africans when it's Black History Month? I think it's not necessary to emphasize on Africans, but you cannot talk about Black History Month without talking about Africans. At the same time, two things can be true at once. African Americans, Black Americans, are not 100% immigrants, but the lineage, the ancestors, some way somehow are connected to Africa, whether we like it or not. So that's my answer to the first question, though.
Okay.
Can I ask him a question real quick? And I don't need to
Go ahead.
respond
Go,
to
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah. Ask him a question real quick. Fuck.
So, just real quick, help out. Do you feel like black melanated people outside of who are not black Americans should be included in Black History Month in America?
So I believe that, we should all be included, but the emphasis should be less on Africans. That's what I believe.
Interesting. I don't agree, but interesting.
I don't agree, but I think I get the point that he's trying to make. Also, let me address the prompt too, just because off of what he said, there's something that I think a lot of people get kind of mixed up on, and we have to kind of when we talk about language, we have to kind of look at things in context, right? So right now in the current lexicon, when we think of the word immigrant, we think of people who willingly move from one place to another, right? So that's kind of why I don't really like the term of calling us immigrants, because we African Americans or Black Americans, those of us who believe that we are descended from Africans, those people were forcibly brought here. That's forced migration, and that's a big difference from being an immigrant. And I think when you use that term immigrant, you're kind of underscoring what actually happened here, right? So that's the reason why I don't really like it.
But bro, I feel what you're saying, but it's a slippery slope in today's time, right? To think about all the people, some of the people coming across that southern border ain't coming willingly either, though.
You mean from like Mexico and stuff like that?
Yeah,
I mean, to an extent, like there are people who are unfortunately being trafficked, but I think when you've been here for 400 plus years, it's a little different, right? Like, I don't know. Like, I mean, I wouldn't even,
That's called human trafficking.
yeah, human
that
We
trafficking is
have a
different,
term for
that,
that.
yeah,
right?
that, and in modern day time, right? That's what we would have been considered human trafficking. When I'm with us not being immigrants because, like I stated earlier, we were here before immigration was a thing. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like it
You
won't
can't be an
nobody at the
immigrant. You can't
borders.
be an immigrant to a country you built. We were people were here prior to 1776.
Facts.
That's
And
what
That
I
that's
was
that
regardless
these
if
saying.
you believe in being
conversations of
African or being American.
immigration or who is an
That's what
immigrant
I was
don't even
saying.
make sense when
Yeah.
they're putting that on Black Americans at all. And that's not got anything to do with ancestry from Africa or wherever. It's just common sense. If
Right.
the people were here prior to the establishment of the country, they are not immigrants to the country that they built. That's not, it don't work like that. Period.
See,
And if
the
we're
only
immigrant,
reason
what
why I kind
country
of
did we
don't
leave?
And
If
to,
we're
the only
and
reason
immigrant,
why I
what
kind of don't
country did
like
we
to
that
add
leave?
though
to
is
that,
because when we talk
hold on,
about
and to
European
add to
Americans,
that, like I was saying, look at the words that y'all using. Human trafficking. When the transatlantic slavery, them people weren't even considered human. They were
exactly.
imports, products. That's the difference.
Good
That
shit,
that
Cha Cha.
that
Good
Exactly.
shit. Let me find out
Hell
Cha
yeah,
Cha
Cha Cha.
know.
Hey yo, Cha Cha spitting in
so
this motherfucker right now.
Okay,
But
all
how,
right.
just because they weren't considered humans don't take away from them being human
no,
Absolutely,
either.
I'm
absolutely.
pretty
I
sure the
get
And
what
so,
coyotes.
I
I'm
get
pretty
what
sure the
you're saying, but you got
coyotes
to
mm,
that's
look at the
bringing the
mind
girls across
frame
the
of it
border
all.
don't consider them human either. That
And this is
doesn't
what kills it
No, no,
negate
no.
all.
what's going
I
on.
am. I see what you're saying, but we got to just think about the scale. Like, I think that there is something to what you're saying. Those people are being trafficked, and it's horrible. But I think that when we think about the scale of the transatlantic slave trade and the impact that it had on this country,
Oh, bro,
it's a
I'm not.
little
I'm
bit
not. I'm
different. It's
not
a little
against
different
it,
than just simply saying like human traffic. You know?
bro. I
you should
got you.
use
I'm not.
the proper context is the transatlantic slave trade and or
Exactly.
chattel slavery. There's no
Yep.
reason to use a modern day term to describe. I mean, you can to make it more digestible to people around you, but it's better to always use historically accurate terminology
Yeah,
so
yeah, I
you can
think I
have a
agree with that.
clear understanding and definition to that experience.
And even
Yeah.
if we
So
use the modern day immigrant term, it all still applies because what country did we come from? We didn't, there was no country.
Wait, so an immigrant, right, is someone who voluntarily moves from one country to another, right? But
Yes.
but how we so Africans today that come to America, we that came, we are immigrants because like we chose to move. But black American ancestors, they were not immigrants because they in those times it's called enslaved people.
Even if you
So
take enslaved out of it, brother, even if you take enslaved out of it,
yeah.
we were here before and during the conception of the country. We didn't move into the country. We were here. We were in it already.
You know, the only thing that's kind of weird about that, though, is do you apply the same logic to European Americans who were here prior to the establishment of
By
1776?
definition, yes, that apply. That's what I'm saying. By the definition of the term, yes, there are many white Americans. There are some. I don't know about many because a lot of them came later,
The
but
majority are, yeah, the
yeah.
majority
So,
are.
but yes, there are very few that you will find that are able to trace their ancestry via paperwork to before
All right,
1776.
hold on,
Very
y'all.
few.
I wanna
I
hold on,
don't
real quick.
agree with that. I don't agree with that
Trill,
at all.
what's your ethnic background and all that? What's your ethnicity?
I'm Black American, African American, however you
All
wanna
right,
do it.
hold on, real quick. I'm gonna bring you right back. We need some continental Africans up here, real quick, man. It's set up here by us, so I'm gonna bring you right back. Just stay in the comments, stay close to me, Alex. Just stay near me, all right?
I agree,
Bet.
host.
Let me see. Where's Smokey at? What I want shorty at? Smokey, come back. All right, so let's see. Taylor. Taylor,
So
what's your ethnic background, my dog? You say
Yeah,
continental. Yes, sir. You say continental.
yeah. I'm from Nigeria.
Yes, sir. What's going on, my brother?
I'm good. I'm good.
Speak to the prompt and let us know what you think.
Yeah. I've been letting you guys speak for a while, and I need to clear this up real quick because I think
Yeah, clear this shit
there's
up first.
yeah, because that's the difference between forced migration and immigration. The two differences completely. So calling African Americans or Black Americans immigrants is a disrespect to the history of Black Americans because when African Americans were brought to this country, to this continent, actually, they didn't have the consent to move here. You understand me? So there are two differences. Forced migration does not need your consent. Immigration, you consented and you moved by yourself.
100%.
Yeah, so there are two differences. And we have to also take, I think a lady talked about it earlier on. The African Americans were treated like property. The laws that they used with them were property law, and there's something that was called, I think, was the maritime property law. So it's two different things completely. And I think Shabuzi doesn't. He made the mistake. I get what was trying to do, but there's no way because let me run it back. You know, when what's the new mayor of New York? When what's that his name? I forget his name.
Donnie, I'm
Mondani, when
familiar.
Mondani said that rubbish, when Mondani, I don't think black people were that pressed because it's not black.
No, we
Yeah,
were.
yeah, but I think the backlash is not like Shabuzi's on because Shabuzi is black, and we expect Shabuzi to know better. You understand me? You want to give props to your parents, we get that, but if you're gonna run it back, you have to start it from the top. Starting from the transatlantic slavery and bring it back to the immigration of black people. You can't skip a timeline. You can't do that. So I think that's what the problem is. There needs to be some kind of orientation. It's not orientation. People are just not learning. They don't want to learn about it, or they're just being ignorant about it. You can't. Forced migration is different from immigration. Period. That's my take.
Let's fucking go. That's what I'm talking
Appreciate you,
about.
Taylor. That was well said.
Anybody want to JJ, my dog? What you think about the prompt? What you think about the conversation? Chime in.
All right. So, were the ancestors of Black Africans, African Americans, immigrants? I mean, like you said, is forced migration. So I don't know they fall under the term immigrants. No, I wouldn't say that. And of course, once the country was established and, black folks were considered citizens, yeah, you're not an immigrant. No, I wouldn't say that. Why do some Africans think that the Africans that came to America is their ancestors? Well, because of the whole transatlantic thing. Those who were taken from Africa were, connected to Africans and connected to African Americans who were here because you are the descendants of those people. So yeah, that's why they think that. Any questions?
I could chime in. You know what I'm saying?
Let me
What do
let me
you
add some
think?
context real quick to the second part. I was kind of there
My
when
brother
Pumpkin was
talking
thinking
back
about
up.
this. So we were Pumpkin and I were actually in a live like not that long ago, and there were some continental Africans who were basically saying that we come from them, and they were kind of taking credit for the things that African Americans here in the United States were doing, and their logic was that, well, they're African and you guys are removed from that, so they're closer to us than you guys are. So I guess like the question is like, what's the cutoff? Like I mean, to me, it's like, yeah, I definitely understand that I have African ancestry, but on the same side of that token, once those people were brought over here, it was an entirely different experience, and that
Yeah, you're
Africans that
breaking up.
now that were there 500 years ago either. We've kind of developed. Oh my bad. We've kind of developed independently. So I don't know why you would take credit for something that you didn't really do.
Well, no one can take credit for anything unless that was something that you did personally. I mean,
Of course, of course.
Michael Jordan's the greatest ever. Now, can his sons take credit for that? No, they can't. Their father was the greatest ever. So just because somebody else invented something or did X, Y, and Z that has nothing to do with you, you can't take credit for that. Now, did another black person invent that? Of course. Was it a black American? Of course. But you can't take credit for it because that's not you.
Yeah,
You
maybe
didn't
the
do that.
better word is pride. Maybe a better word is pride. You
Of
know what I
course,
mean?
you can
Like,
take pride in it.
yeah.
Nothing wrong with taking pride. But as far as saying that, oh, because this person did it means that I can do it too. Of course, it's good to believe that, but if it's not in you, it's just not in you. It's just that simple.
Right. So would you say like, so say like someone from the Congo, do you think that they should take pride in what Black Americans have built here in this country?
I mean, a black person should take pride in any black person anywhere.
I agree with that.
Period.
But I mean,
It doesn't mean
ethnically speaking, though,
no, no,
if
no.
we zoom
You
into
don't.
like an ethnic lens.
Yeah, yeah. As far as something that a black person did, yes, you should take pride in that. You shouldn't claim it like because it had nothing to do with you. But you should take pride in it. When I see black folks doing anything, whether it's a black child that accepted to 20 universities, scholarship paid for, I have no ties to that child, but I'm proud of that. I take pride in seeing that child doing that. Okay, so there's
Now,
nothing wrong with taking pride in saying somebody did something.
now,
Nothing
now,
whatsoever wrong with that.
now, would you give Michael Jordan's credit to Africa or West Africans?
Michael Jordan's credit is Michael Jordan's credit. It has nothing to do with anybody. That's Michael Jordan's credit. That's him.
All right, let me rotate it a little quick. Creed, my dog, what up?
What's up?
Going on, man? What you think about the prompt? What you think was being said? Chime in real quick, and then after that, I want trip to chime in, and then
Okay.
open some of that bitch.
Yeah. So the ancestors were the ancestors of a black slash African Americans immigrants. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
um, people are trying to use this term forced migration to categorize as we were all immigrants. Absolutely not. That erases the people that was here already. Um, the second question: why do some Africans think that the Africans that came to America is their ancestors? Well, after a lengthy conversation with Africans, many of them tend to have a parent-child relationship with Black Americans. They think Black Americans are their children or an extension of them. They don't look at Black Americans as equals. And so that's shown through the rhetoric that's said. Um, so um,
I will agree with that. That's really a good analogy.
it's not.
Observation right there. I
Yeah. No, it's
definitely.
not.
Now, Creed talks out of his butt all the time.
No, it's
No, but
it's
but you got to understand, like that's how I even look at it too. Where it's like I look at Africa as the motherland, like what I'm saying. So like something that
no, no,
predates
no. That's
anything
not
that
what Creed
predates you would be, what I'm saying, have some type of
Yeah, but that's not what
hierarchy.
Creed said. That's not what Creed
No,
said.
he said a parent-child relationship.
They do. Like if you
Right.
think, yeah, they
I,
but
I think the same thing. I think the same way too. Like I think they
no, no,
definitely.
no, no. Creed said Africans see you as their child.
Yeah, I know.
Yes,
Listen, I know he
yes. Come
think. I,
on,
I know
man.
he think he indigenous.
You ain't talked to enough. They think Black Americans is like we're like they position themselves
No, I
as
disagree
the
though.
originals, right? They position themselves as the originals, and you are just a subcategory. Okay, I mean that's just what it is.
No,
At
Punky
least the
Boo,
ones
right?
that come here, I'm not gonna speak on the ones on the continent, but most of the time I speak on the ones here.
I hear that a lot here on TikTok, but I haven't really heard that like in real life. Like
Yeah,
that
I've
seems like
I've
something
never
that's
heard
like
it in
very
real life.
TikTok.
Okay,
The
okay,
first time I heard it was actually a couple weeks ago, like a couple people. But normally in real life, I've never had
okay.
an
Cool.
African person try to like stun me or something
In
like
real
that.
life, let's say, why do Africans feel the need to name you like as if you have some lost identity? Why do the Africans feel like they need to name you?
Give an example.
No, we
You
don't
Yeah,
feel
what do
like
you
give
what do you mean by
give
that?
now.
example.
What do you mean by
Yeah,
that,
give me an
bro?
example. I don't know what you mean by that.
What?
Name us how? Like what did they name us?
Look at the conversations the main conversation that's been on TikTok for the past couple of years is about Black American identity. That
Right.
is the main topic. So
No,
what is
but
that?
no, I'm saying like, but what are they naming us specifically? Just tell me. Just you can say anything. I don't care.
You African nigga. You African. You are not American. You come from me. Like they don't do that. Like that's
No,
We
literally
need to
I
we
don't
need
know.
to
They don't do
we need
that to
to
me.
separate that's the indigenous and that's like the
Yeah,
indigenous
that's the
versus African
indigenous
origin
sect
thing.
out of
So
Black
we need
Americans.
to kind of move
I
that
don't care
aside. That's a whole different
what
conversation.
part it is. That's exactly what
They
happens.
don't tell. Why would somebody have to tell me I'm African? I know, like more African descent, and I already fucking know that. Like that's not what that's telling a
Hey
dog
Creed,
they're
do that.
fucking canine. Like that
If
don't make
you
no
have
sense.
to, okay,
Creed, hey Creed, do that accent again.
No, don't do that. Don't do that shit again.
I can only do it once. But
He was real good at it when he did it. I feel like that was something like ancestral that came out of him when he said it.
No. You see, Creed dated a Nigerian girl, and she broke his heart. That's what.
What?
why
Damn,
do you
my
keep
brother.
saying that? Something 10 years ago? Seriously? I don't know.
Damn.
It's a weird. It's a weird. You're. Never mind. I ain't gonna do it.
In the content, brother.
That's weird. Okay.
Okay, Creed.
You had you an
So,
African
so
daddy.
Doom, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when the white guy who you play with Mike Tyson legacy, and they call African brother to come and get a job done, how do you feel about it? You feel good, right?
What do you mean? I don't know
Man,
what you talking about.
you get credit for
I talk
beating up
about
an
the
old
box.
man, bro. Like let's
I
not
talk about
act
the
like that,
I talk
boy.
about the box. When they
Who
call Joshua, African man, to come stop the white guy, Jake Paul. You know, he played with the Mike Tyson legacy a little bit, but you
bro,
gotta
that
call
wasn't no
African brother to
legacy,
come.
man. That wasn't no
Oh,
legacy, man.
oh, oh!
Jake Paul ain't even what we call a real boxer, bro. He a backyard YouTube
I mean,
content
I rock with
creator.
Anthony Joshua. Shout out to Anthony Joshua. I think he's like a cousin from across the. Hold on, Creed. Hold on, Creed. Let me answer his question. Like I rock with Anthony Joshua. Like I think he's a cousin from the. I mean, he's from the UK by way of Nigeria. Shout out to him. Like I didn't really feel any kind of way. Like now, would I be like Anthony Joshua? Is from me? No, I wouldn't say that. Like I think it would just be dope what he did.
Hold on, real quick. So, Doom, let me ask you a question. So, the other day we were over on Obi's panel, and he was saying some real disparaging comments about Black Americans
Yep.
and lumping Black Americans, or what I'm saying, with the certain group on TikTok that doesn't claim any African ancestry.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Like,
sir.
what is your view on him and his take on African Americans, and saying the wild stuff he was saying?
I mean, I ain't really appreciate that, to be honest, because I mean, I think obviously, even with that girl Smokey up here, there's a lot of contention between like continental Africans and FBAs and even some indigenous people, because there are a lot of indigenous people that don't even engage continental Africans. And I think one of the issues is that people who are okay with being African, like us, when we go into those African panels, they take a lot of whatever kind of issues they have with the FBAs or the indigenous out on us, and I just think that's kind of whack. Like if you got real smoke like that, go talk to them. Like, what are you yelling at me for?
Yeah, no. So if anybody probably, oh no, Obi, I probably do. And so he was saying like, oh, you guys have like white tea talking points, or like you guys only worry about the white man, or like only worry about America, whatever. So Punkin raised the question. She's like, yeah, I have to worry about America because where else am I gonna go? Right? Where else do I have to go? I don't got nowhere else to go. Right? And he's
Right,
saying
right.
like, oh, you can go back to Africa. But is that really like a viable solution for African Americans in
I
America
mean,
where
Yeah,
we're
it is. It
for
is.
some people it might, it might be, but I don't want to tell people to go over there and just start acting like it's theirs either. You know what I'm saying? Like you've been removed from that place for 500 years, so it's like this idea or like this pipe dream that you're just gonna be able to go to Africa and just walk into your ancestral home. It's not true. And I mean, I think Africa is fantastic. I love Africa. It's on my bucket list to go there. I want to reconnect with the continent, but at the same time, it's like I'm American. Like my people are from here. Well, half of my people are
Yeah.
from here, and I got no problem with that. Like I like it. Like my family's from Arkansas. Like that's what I think of when I go home.
So this is the part that I disagree with Doomscrew, right? Because whenever I hear someone answer this question, I really want to hear from someone that has been to Africa, you know, because you can read as much as you want online. You could look at videos, but if you step in that country, I'm telling you that your perspective about Africa will change. Why do all these celebrities, Black Americans, they go and they come tell you all that everyone should go back there because it feels like home? I'm telling
Oh
you,
yeah,
the
yeah, sure.
last
I'm not against that. I agree with that. I agree with that. Yeah. I think when I eventually get there, I will feel something. Yes.
yeah.
That's not true. I mean, we
No,
even had
no,
like
no,
even yeah.
Creed. Let me learn. At least let me finish, though.
Yeah, let him finish, Creed.
That's not what I was talking about. I'm saying that most Black American celebrities and people that have been going to all this Dirty December, all these programs in Africa, right? As soon as they go, most of them just search online. The people, their feedback about Africa, although they're Black Americans, they'll tell you it feels like home because the life that they're
Yeah.
experiencing, it's different. It's not like
They're
what is
lying.
going
They're
on
lying.
online.
Okay, they're lying. They're
He's
lying.
not.
Wait,
No,
have
no,
you
no.
ever been to
That's that.
Africa?
Yeah,
And
that's not true.
if anything, they're only going to certain areas. They ain't actually live there. Okay,
I
there's
mean,
no way they're
I
lying.
will say,
No,
Health
no,
Talk. I think there's a difference between living somewhere
Why
and
would
being
so
somewhere.
no,
why
no.
would
The
you?
Listen,
last.
the the what I was trying to say is right. I'm not saying we have personal experiences and we have the mass. We talk about
Yeah.
percentage of stars. Everybody, I've been through. I've had relationships with Black Americans that were horrible. That doesn't mean every Black American that I meet is horrible, right?
Oh, that's not what I
So
meant. That's not what I was saying though, Health Talk. I
no,
just
no, no.
want to
I'm
make
just
that clear.
referring to
Yeah.
Craig. I'm just referring to Craig that his
Why
personal
why do
experience.
why do somebody gotta go get on the plane to experience how African people are when y'all coming here? Why can't
Because
y'all?
because
Why,
there's
why
a
can't
That's
we
there's
use
a lot
y'all
of
not
as
what
a
that is, Creed.
representation of how people are in Africa? Why not?
But
do you
that's not
know,
the point
Creed?
of going
Let
to
me tell
Africa,
you
Creed. You
something,
know that,
right,
right?
Creed? Do you know recently people are even realizing that Africa is is a continent. They didn't even know they thought it was a
Well,
country. A
that's
lot of
what you
people
said. Go
have
to
been
Africa. What? Hold
no,
on.
a lot of people have been brainwashed by the media. What we see, the YT, what they post about Africa is always people begging on the streets, but that's not the reality. They just go to the villages, go take these videos, right? And I'm telling you that, Creed, when you experience it, it's different than what you see online. And I understand because you haven't experienced it. But all I'm telling you, regardless of how much you don't want to, talk about it, it's still your home. If you go there right now,
Sir, that is,
we
sir,
still
Africa, sir, there's no part of Africa that's my own. Absolutely not.
all right. I'll just respect your decision, though.
Yeah, I mean, Help Talk, but I
It's
get what you
most,
mean, Help
All
Talk.
right, can
Like
I chime in and say
my
something
well,
too?
let me just answer him real quick because just on our land, like my uncle went to Africa and it was one of the best experiences of his life. I mean, he's like a man in like his 60s. He went through West Africa, Central Africa. He had a blast, and he said the same thing. He said, "Man, there was just something that when I set foot there, like it just felt, he felt something, like something real, ancestral." And I think that that's amazing. Like, I would encourage every person of African descent to, if you're a person that likes to travel, like, why would you not go to the motherland? I don't really understand why. But, to that point, though, when we talk about moving there or going back, like what Donnie was talking about, I think it's just a different conversation because, like I said, it's like we've made a home here over the past 500 years as well. Um, so that's it. Like I
no,
think if you want to
so he
move to
would
Africa,
say,
you should move to
All
Africa.
right, can
not
I
to cut
chime
you
in
off.
real quick?
Go ahead, Chip. Go ahead, Trip. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you very much. I appreciate y'all. So I just want to go back to the prompt, and say something real quick, because again, when we are having these conversations, they're not that simple, and I think we don't treat these conversations with the level of seriousness that they deserve. So, what is immigration? Right? Let's go by modern standard. What is immigration? When you immigrate somewhere, obviously you have to do so voluntarily, right? And you have to go into an established society, meaning you have to apply for a visa, some kind of legal status, and join a society that's already established. So you go in there and you live with the people. That will be immigration. By definition, Black Americans are not immigrant because they never went through that process, right? Whitey American, also European, what I call European Americans, would not be immigrant because they never went through that process. But there's a caveat because it's not that simple. The problem is, if you go by the Whitey model, which is what I just said, they came here and pretended like there was nobody here and there was not some kind of established society, which is not true. There were people here who have an established way of life. You build your society on top of what they have going on, and now you claim to be from here. That is not correct. That's the same argument that the white teen South Africans are making. We build a country, which is true. They build a country. We can be honest about that. If you want to look through a European model, then of course they are not immigrant because they were here at the foundation in South Africa or here in America and they built a country together. But to pretend like you came here on the empty land because those people who were here first they had their own society too. So these are colonizer talking points. We just got to be very careful. Let me land real quick. We just got to be very careful how we speak. These are colonizer talking points. You don't get to take somebody a society and claim that it was not established, and you build your own societal model on top of it and claim that you're from there and you're not an immigrant. It makes no sense. It's either you're an immigrant or you're a settler or you're a colonizer. You just cannot say that. I think the conversation is a lot more nuanced than what we pretend to be. It's
Okay, so which
not that
one are
simple,
Black
guys. That's all I
Americans?
wanted to say.
Well, which one you said you gave three options. Which one are Black Americans?
It's a trip.
Hold
Yeah.
on, Trip.
And
Hold on, Trip.
all right.
You said Black Americans are not immigrants according to a certain whatever, but then you said, well, there's only three things it could be. So which one of those three
He
are Black
says
Americans?
settler.
Hold on. He knows. He knows.
Well, I'm just
Which
reiterating for the
one?
chat. You got settlers.
Okay.
What you said? Not conquerors, but
You can be a settler, a
Uh-huh.
colonizer, or an
colonizers
immigrant.
or immigrant. All right. So which? Yeah. So
So
answer
which
Creed.
one?
Which one is Black Americans?
Damn! Look at that. Which one,
Hey,
Trip?
Trip.
I done tripped you up.
Trip.
I
I
done
have a
tripped you up
question
with
for
this,
you.
Neither
Trip.
none of them.
Trip.
Hey, can y'all let him answer
Can,
that? Because I'll have a response to him that I wanna give
Yeah.
because
So yeah.
yeah,
So Trip.
that's
Which one?
crazy.
Which one is it? Which one are we?
yeah, I got a
You
question
don't
for you
mind?
too, Trip. Trip. So what I wanna say is,
No.
I'm
Hold on.
sorry.
Real quick. Hold on. Let him
I
answer which one he think African Americans are.
So, because African American got here with the white tea at the same time, almost, and there was a society already here, they will fall on the category of settler. People who got here, yeah, yes, the film-based conversation. I'm not trying to have that conversation. So these are settler. Now you got to pick and choose how you want to identify. Because if you claim that you build your society on top of somebody else's society, then by definition you colonize them. You are a settler colonial project, right? That's something that you have to agree with because that's the reality on the ground. If you say that you did not immigrate here, and then you definitely settle and colonize the people who are here, then you will be a colonizer if that's the only identity you claim. If you
So hold
only
on. Let me
claim,
That's
say
not
something real
true.
quick, Trip.
That's not true,
Wait a
Trip.
minute, Trip.
It's not true.
What you're doing because earlier in your response to this, you said that there's nuance to this. What you're doing now is you're not using that nuance because when you say what you just said, what you're removing from this entire equation is the concept of agency and the people who were forcibly immigrated here did not have the agency to be the settlers that you're claiming that they are.
So finish breaking that down.
They were slaves.
Yeah.
let me say
They
what I'm
didn't
saying
they
though.
they
Let me
didn't
say what I'm
have a
saying, my
choice
brother.
in this settler
I
colonial
agree with you, my
project.
brother. I agree with you. But what I'm trying to tell
Yeah,
you is
but
this conversation is a lot more nuanced, a lot more complicated than we pretend the conversation to be. That's what I said that was my premise. It is a lot more nuanced. If you want to go by a Western modern way of defining what immigration is, then there's no conversation here. Black American would not be immigrant. Point blank, there's no argument. There's no argument here.
okay,
There's no
Trip.
argument.
So look, you know the Irish, they don't consider Irish as a white, you know, because they were poor and low life. They start considering Irish in the late 1900. You know, so you used to apply to be white, even though if you Caucasian. And I think Black American just started doing now what white people used to do because they used to not consider Irish white people, and the Jewish, they don't want to consider themselves white because they're not Christian either. You know, so there's nothing new under the sun. White tea people did that shit before, and we just start doing it. It's
Let
gonna
me
make
add, let me
sense.
let me add another layer on top of what I'm saying. Let's say me, for example, I was not born in America, for example. I have an American father. What people would say is, well, we didn't come here voluntarily. That argument don't make any sense, right? Because by definition, I know my case and people from Africa, We don't come here voluntarily, bro. We come here because we are forced to come here and make money over here. That's the truth. But that's not exactly voluntarily. If you have
Yeah,
the same opportunity on the continent,
Fib, no,
you
you're
will
not
not
gonna be.
see. Let me
Yeah,
finish real quick. Allow me to
ain't
land. Allow me
nobody
to land.
force you
Allow
to
me to
come
land,
here.
bro. Allow me to
Ain't
land,
nobody
man. Allow
force
me
you to
to
come
land.
here. You need to
Allow me to
retrace your
land. You
steps,
eventually.
bro.
You don't have to speak over me, bro. I'll
Ain't
land in
nobody
30
force you
seconds
to
and you
come
can
here,
respond.
Fib.
Bro,
Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. Come on,
let me
y'all.
just
Listen.
finish real quick. Bro, let me tell you something. When people abandon the family behind, nobody wants to leave their mother behind, their father behind, their brother behind, and go 3,000 miles away. When people are taking that step, it is because of economical opportunity. That's not the definition of being willing. No, I'm going here because I'm trying to get something that I don't have. If I have the things that I needed right there, I will not be here. That is not voluntarily.
But
These are
again, Trip,
it's
what you're doing, you're removing nuance from the conversation, bro. You're no matter what, even in the response that you just gave, the thing that you're leaving out is agency. Whether you have the economic opportunity in your country or not, you still have the agency to decide whether you want to stay there or come here. The people who were forcibly enslaved and brought here.
Y'all wanted to say something, yo. I appreciate y'all for everybody coming up. I gotta go handle some business. I'm gonna start the live up in like another hour or two. I appreciate everybody for coming. Please follow this page if y'all don't already follow. I'm gonna get up with y'all real soon. Thank you.